Hello. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Hey Ash, how are you doing? I hope you're doing wonderfully. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. It is a kind of odd feeling. As you know, that Anna's been gone now for a little while, and she won't be back for another week and a half, I guess it is now. And so it's just kind of an odd feeling trying to do everything on schedule without her, and feels a little odd. Definitely feels not as good to try to do all these scheduled things and be like, oh, well, you know, when I'm done, I don't get to go talk with her, you know, or I can, I guess, on the phone, but I don't know. If you get to see this, love, I miss you. If we, you know, before we talk, but yeah. At any rate, I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. Don't worry, man. Anna might not be there, but at least you have me. True, you know. Hey, it is nice. It is nice to get to talk with you, for certain. So we put. I want to make sure I'm not wrong on this before I do. I've got this all situated, and then everybody's going to go, "Oh, you messed up." So let me go into the polls and make sure. I'm pretty darn sure Banjo-Kazooie won, and I've got that situated, but let's see. If I go to polls, yeah, it pretty well looks like it was a blowout. It looks like everybody kind of said, oh, let's do Banjo-Kazooie. So we'll go back and look at it and say, oh, well, no, it's not. So, let's see if I can do this. I don't know how to, I think that's how you do it. I didn't learn this until a minute ago, so I'm 1 second. I'm just going to try and... There we go. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see. It was 80% in favor, so that's perfect. 80% of the people that voted for this one, and then it looks like everybody else, or one other, voted for Jedi Survivor, which is pretty cool choice. It'll end up back on the docket. So Banjo-Kazooie is what it is today. I just had to make sure, otherwise I'm gonna have to quit and go back and redo the thumbnail and everything. I do want to go ahead and say that normally what I say, and I think this is a good thing to recommend, is, again, if you're not someone you didn't even... is yours a real poll? I thought it was a snapshot, because I would have pushed a button. Oh, you actually created you flat out actually created a poll. I thought you took a snapshot and edited it. It got voted on. It actually, some people voted on it too. That's funny. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you made a real poll. I thought you took a snapshot and edited the text on it, like a Photoshop or something like that. I didn't. It's a real poll. Oh, that's funny. I'll put the vote in. That's cool. It's cool that you know how to do that. Like, I still, every time I try to go and do it, I have to go and look it back up. And, how do you close the poll? And how do you... So, I'm not... I'm technologically savvy, but not... I'm still learning some of this, more nuanced stuff. But for anybody, just side note, for anybody who is interested in the content that we're kind of putting out there, retro-style content and good gaming content that's strictly... And I don't mean good gaming in terms of quality of myself, but just... stuff that's about the fun of the games. I heavily recommend taking a look at the channels down below. Thumb Bros, myself, Ash, of course, for upcoming projects, Omega Ace Gaming, Viddy Plays, and Viddy's Gaming videos. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, wow, that's really cool. See, I thought you had to do, like, what is it, / or / something, and then... That's pretty cool that it came out to be okay. So maybe it's more intuitive than I thought, but yeah, I thought you had to do like, I think it's backslash question, and then I have to like poke the answers and stuff. That's pretty cool. But I thought you took a snapshot and were just like, I'm going to edit this and then put stuff in there. I didn't realize it was actually, you actually was able to be voted on. That's pretty cool though. So yeah, speaking of polls, you guys had spoken. 80% said let's do Banjo-Kazooie 100%, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, I'm not doing the entire thing in this episode because it is 100%. It's not, speed run, which technically I guess I could do in a one-sitting thing. About to see a real game on the stream. Well, hopefully. I usually only play it. The thing about it is I usually only play it. I play it once or twice a year, but I do play it at least once a year. It's a game that I really enjoy. The problem with it is that there are some areas that it takes some stretching the muscles out, shaking off the rust, so to speak. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. 100% full stream, full run, no bathroom break, no food, playthrough. That would, I probably could do that. I just don't have the amount of time necessary in the day to do it. But if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I probably actually would consider doing one of those, because I think it would only take me a couple hours. Not a literal couple of hours, not like 2 hours, but somewhere, like 5 maybe if I did it all, 5 or 6. I know the world record is like 2 hours or an hour 50 or something, but yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. I think it's by a guy called Morks. But all right, let's go ahead and bring that music down. No bathroom break would be impossible for me. I'm like a camel. Fair enough. I think I could do no bathroom breaks, but I have to not have water either. For anybody who is interested in this game, obviously this game has been released a multitude of times. I would heavily. This is such a good game. Now, if you're looking to buy this game, the one that I have linked is the easiest version, which is the digital Xbox version, HD, all that good stuff. I do recommend owning it physically, and you can actually get it in the Rare Replay. Just it's literally 30 games. It used to be 30 games, $30. I think now Rare Replay you can get for like $8 or $10, and it's literally 30 games. They even included, which I really like this, GoldenEye, which was not originally on the game, on the disc, excuse me, is now something that if you own the Rare Replay, you automatically get as an update or byproduct of that having the disc. So you actually get GoldenEye, which I started to play a long time ago, years ago, and I never finished it, and I should go back and I should finish it. Now that we have it in HD, I should go back and replay it, but this is super good. I might buy an Xbox again. Just to play some Killer Instinct and Halo. Yeah, the Rare Replay, Rare Replay, in my opinion, justifies the expense of an Xbox. Not every Xbox, obviously, but just any Xbox that can play the disc. Or an Xbox, One, it could be. Rare Replay's got Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye. It actually has the Viva Pinatas, which were really good. And then it has, there was another one I was trying to think of. Obviously Killer Instinct, right? So, and it's got several of the Killer Instinct all the way from the SNES to Gold. So, I mean, like that disc alone for $10, yeah. Xbox One era is a good era. And that's part of the reason I still enjoy the Xbox Series X and all that. I think things have slowed down in terms of great releases. I like that they've kept themselves very backwards compatible. I mean, think about it. We're in 2024. The Xbox One came out in 2013, and we're completely backwards compatible with that whole decade of gaming. several of the decade prior, right, in 2006 when the 360 came out, and several even still of the decade prior there, where 2000, well, not decade prior, but 5 years, half a decade prior, in the original Xbox. So your Xbox Series X can play Series X and Xbox One games. It can play 360 games, and it can play original Xbox games. And I think that's the greatest utility of an Xbox, in my opinion. Killer Instinct, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, Recore, Rise, Son of Rome, Halo 5. I like all of them. Those are great choices. What I like in this is obviously these, but I can also take my disc copy of KOTOR, KOTOR 2. I can't do Jet Set Radio Future. There's still a licensing issue on that for some reason or another. But anyway, Sega GT 2002. There's just a handful, almost any of the Star Wars games, of course, and I can pop the disc of, the disc that I bought 20 years ago. I can pop it into the Xbox One or Xbox Series X, and I can still play it, which I really like. So, I think a disc-based Mortal Kombat 9 might be compatible with the Series X. Probably, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know several of the Mortal Kombat, like Armageddon and all of that, are. If you get the original Armageddon and you put it in the Series X, it'll work. I'm fairly certain. I think all of the Mortal Kombats work. I could be wrong. So I'm going to play. I'm going to go ahead and get this situated because there's a little bit of a. I don't think I get to skip the story, and I don't think I will just because of starting up. Okay, these are all empty because I'm playing on a different console. But I always do 2. Yeah, I like the fact that I can take my disc purchases from literally years ago, and I mean 20 years ago, pop them in the Series X and still play my original Xbox copies of whatever, I think that's not whatever. I mean, obviously there's a finite list, but I think that's super cool. Admittedly, this does look, to me this looks really good, but it also looks a little wonky because it's in 16:9 aspect ratio. So for you guys, just so that you know, I did not stretch the aspect ratio. This is how the game comes when you play it on the Xbox version. Why there is not a Banjo 3 still, I don't know. There is Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, Banjo... Because there's the one for Game Boy Advance, I can't remember. I played briefly on this channel. Which I know nothing about that game apart from the kind of top-down, but... I don't think they have the right... Do you think that Playtonic could do it, though? I mean... They could do, I think the ones that I look at, you have was it Playtonic or Playtonic, Big Red Button, Toys for Bob, and they do still have Rare. I mean, I think a lot of those, I think those companies could potentially those companies would be ones I would think could potentially do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe with you just can't do it. Double Fine wouldn't fit, I agree. Toys for Bob, but I would see them on Crash Spiral or on a new IP. Yeah, that makes sense. Playtonic is the big one, obviously, because, they definitely did a perfect homage, in my opinion. Which I want to play on this channel eventually at some point. I would like to play it. I don't know anything about that game, so it would be me going back in blind. I played it through at one time back when it came out, and I think I may have tested it here and there, but yeah, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, Playtonic is good. Yeah, and that's the thing. I played Yooka-Laylee back when it came out, and then after that I kind of was like... And I played the Impossible Lair a little bit after your recommendation. I bought it and tried Impossible Lair, and it's great. I just didn't get to actually delve as much time into it as I had wanted to. It was at a... we were making some big transition changes, etc. with work and life and everything, and I just said, you know what, this will be one that I put to the side and I'll come back to. For anybody who isn't following the story or who didn't follow the story, because I've been going back and forth, I love the I love the picture in the background. It actually has a picture of Banjo in It looks like Bubble Gloop Swamp. Ukulele is exactly what they said it would be, yet people still complain. Proves my point that oftentimes people don't miss the style of the game, just the nostalgia from the name itself. Yeah, I thought ukulele... The thing about ukulele is it felt good. It didn't feel quite like Banjo-Kazooie to me. There were things that felt a little difficult, like rolling around. Rolling around on Yuka was a little awkward for me. But once I got the hang of everything, that I was... The few things that I thought were awkward, I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Okay, so now we've got control again. But if you're not following the story, the witch wants the... Oh, real fun fact. After you pass a... So you can go back into your house. You probably knew this is where we were. Once you go back into your house and you pass a certain amount of levels... I like that. So this is actually a puzzle that you can find in there. If you weren't familiar, you can do that right after you've done it. This game is a legit top 3, probably top 2 3D. I completely agree. This is this may be my absolute favorite 3D. This may be my favorite 3D. This is my favorite 3D platform. I can't 3D platformer. I can't think of a better one. I can think of other platformers that I might put above it that are also 2-dimensional, but even still, it's a toss-up. This is up there. So the story, if you're curious again, was Tootie, which is our little sister, is supposedly beautiful and the most fair in the land, Snow White style. Grunty wants to be the most fair, and so she swoops down, she takes Gruntilda, brings her back into the castle, and uses science, not magic, to try and steal her beauty and appeal and all of that. Absolutely ridiculous, and I love it. I'm going to adjust my microphone real quick. It might be the best, to be honest. Other ones are Mario Kart. I know the moves. It might be the best, to be honest. The other ones are Mario 64, Crash 4, and some RNC games, but I don't really classify that as platform. That's fair. Mario 64 I like, and I agree that there's... Some people say, well, Banjo-Kazooie wouldn't be what it was without Mario 64, and I agree to an extent, but I think Banjo-Kazooie does do everything that Mario 64 does quite a bit better, and it's only a year and a half younger, I think. So that's a lot of progress to make in a year and a half, in my opinion. This is a better game. Yeah, there are people I think that argue the opposite, and that's fine too. I don't mind that, but this just, to me, this controls incredibly well. Whereas Mario can be, in my opinion, a little bit slippery, and don't get me wrong, there are some glitches. I've gone through them before. I'll go through them again on this. Whoops. Things that you can take advantage of, but yeah, this is... I mean, Mario 64 is a wonderful game, and this is great. I also think this has better... I think it's also, like, better music and everything, too. Mario's my favorite character in video games, and is still the king of platformers, but I'll acknowledge whenever he's bested, and Banjo is better. Mario is... And let's be fair, I mean, Mario has come out consistently with games that I would consider to be... See, I think that's actually a glitch. I'm fairly certain that those cauliflower cotton ball things are not supposed to be floating like that, but oh well. Alright. I like Mario, and Mario's consistently come out with good 2D, 3D platforms. Mario Wonder is a great one, and, you know. Alright, I'm gonna have to get a little bit used to this, because it isn't feeling perfectly smooth to me just yet, so it feels good, it just doesn't feel quite right, and that may be something that is going on either with my controller or with me, but it won't take me long to get acclimated. Mario Odyssey and Mario Galaxy 100%. Yeah, absolutely, I do agree with that. Mario Galaxy 2 was fantastic. I actually, okay, I'll argue unpopular, but I would argue that Sunshine should also be on there. I really like Banjo-Tooie. I don't think it's anywhere as remotely. I think with Banjo-Tooie, I like Banjo-Tooie a lot, but I think they tried to stretch themselves a little more thin. And I think that shows. They've got this huge world, and they're like, this is what we're going to do. And you're so excited about it. And it's really hard to keep track. The other thing is that you have, like, the interlaced... I'm trying to remember where it's down here, I know, but I don't remember... Yeah, okay, it is under the bridge. This is really cool. Hold RB while you're swimming, and Banjo will automatically control... perfectly snap. Sunshine is great, and I'll never understand the weird criticism. I don't know. It's a really fun game. Okay, so I forget. We don't get Talon Trot until Mumbo's Mountain. So after that, it's almost impossible not to use that. We got all of the honeycombs from here. There are no jiggies, so we're 100% with Spiral Mountain so far. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Banjo-Tooie, one of the things that frustrates me is they interlaced the ways that you had to get certain jiggies. In this, it's kind of nice because I can get all 10 jiggies from a world and then move on to the next world and then move on to the next world and then move on to the next world. But there are hints, I guess, but in Banjo-Tooie, it doesn't work that way. In Banjo-Tooie, you have 3 or 4 in the first world alone that you can't get until you've gone to a world later. They try to intermingle all the worlds. I think they did that too much. Here comes Klungo. For anybody who has never game overed in this, if you game over before the game show, you'll actually get to see what happens. You'll actually see Gruntilda siphon the beauty from Tootie and become a beautiful version, which she basically just looks to me like someone that would be in perfect dark. But if you're ever interested and you're sitting there going, I don't think they never do show what happens. If you get a game over before the game show, they do indeed show what happens. If you get a game over after the game show, then you've already rescued Tootie, so at that point it just kind of says game over and you're done. There's a lot of tutorial, and the problem with this, a little bit of the problem, is the tutorial does go on for a while, these tutorial dialogues. There we go. Yeah, this is a fantastic game. Controls well, looks good, music holds up. This game actually had an official soundtrack, too. I was talking on the... let's see here. If you're someone who is in the Discord and you see you've seen it, we have one called Music. And I made a comment with a conversation, I believe with Miss Maggie that I was having, that I have music from most of the video games that I own. If it's got an official soundtrack, obviously I've purchased it. If it doesn't, then I've created one. This is one of the few games that actually, from this era, that actually had a full-on official soundtrack. And a big thank you to my buddy Duncan for getting that soundtrack for me. He got it to me as a birthday present maybe 10 years ago? Maybe 12 years ago, something like that. But yeah, I was at work. He worked with me and popped up and was like, hey, happy birthday, thought you might like this. And sure enough. Bogus says, hi, hey, how you doing, Bogus? I hope you're doing wonderfully. Hope everything's going well with this blast from the past to the past. From the past to the past, I guess. Shout out to Duncan. Absolutely. Yeah, Duncan's a great guy, so. Okay, now we know Talon Trot, and I'm pretty well going to use the heck out of this move. I missed your streams. Which ones? Are you saying just in general, or? If so, I very much appreciate it. Okay. Anna is traveling. She started traveling last week, of course. I made the post. And I miss her a ton. So I wanted to make sure. This is the longest time we've been apart from each other for years. I mean, years and years. And so I wanted to spend as much time as I could with her. She's still gone for another week and a half. And it's, I'm already just like not... in general, I very much appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to get to talk with you guys and learn, most of the time, learn something I didn't know. That's always something really fun too. But just to converse with you. I like comparing. I'm actually, side note, I'm actually really happy about in the Discord, I'm actually really happy about that music, the music posts. I think it's really cool to be able to share that. I think Maximum Wesley had shown some of his favorites from Xenoblade, and I haven't played Xenoblade in forever. And man, some of those are just so good. Maggie says, hi. Hey, Maggie, how are you doing? I hope you're doing famously. Famously, wonderfully. Impeccably. Beautifully. I don't know what kind of great word to say that would be enough to express how well I hope everybody's doing. Horrible? Why? Please don't tell me it's more phone issues. Or, no, please tell me that it's only as severe as or less than phone issues. We gotta be careful with the termites there. Oh, you just watched it. Okay, thank goodness. That's... What, if you don't mind my asking, what show did you watch that was so sad? Music is the one thing I think that moves. Like, movies I don't seem to be able to relate to remarkably well. Music and games I can, but... Oh, okay. I've heard that's really good. I have not seen any of it yet. But I have heard it's really good, because it's an animated, or animated show, correct? I'll go down there and get that other Genjo. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the. I would tell. I don't think she would be upset at me for saying this. Let me turn this down on my headphones a little bit. A couple of years ago, Anna and myself happened to be American football fans. We're also general football fans too, but American football's just kind of a different, you know. And she's such a sweetheart. There was a commercial. You're sitting there going, "Where is this going?" There was a commercial that happened. It was a Google Home commercial, and it was something to do with Google Cloud. And it was about this guy asking his Google for... I want to say it was pictures, memories, videos with him and his grandfather. The commercial's no more than 2 minutes, and we were watching a football game, which is a highly, an American football game, which is not an emotional sport, at least not in that way. And we watched this little 2 minute and maybe 2 minute commercial, and by the end of it, she had tears running down her eyes. Just such a delicate and such a sweetheart. But let's see. We watched it together, and even though it's my third time, I cried. Oh, that's so nice to be able to watch it with somebody, though, to have that type of emotional support. It's pronounced correct football. Thank you. Oh, you mean soccer? No, most of us, most people over here call it soccer because American football is a thing, but for the most part, we've also called it soccer. We don't call it soccer. We'll also call it football. But we have to differentiate between American football and football. It doesn't make sense that we would call American football football when you only use your foot if you're not very good at the game. Like you're only kicking if you can't manage you can't manage the ball during your turn to play. So it shouldn't be called football. It should be called like oblong ball or something. But I mean, who's to say? We've got all kinds of weird sports. We've got spike ball. We've got pickleball. We've got wiffle ball. We've got we've got all kinds of sports. So I guess, and of course, nothing. Oh, I forgot. Chimpy wants an orange. I guess it brings me to a question. Nothing that you have to divulge if you don't want to. Do you and are you and Miss Maggie close friends? I guess I assume that might have been the case prior, but for some reason I had thought that you both were in completely different areas. Probably and again, nothing you have to betray if you don't want to. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that everybody kind of had come from very far away from each other. Well, then that's awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's really cool. Never such a what is the word? Curmudgeon, I think, would be appropriate in this case. Yes. Friends, never heard of him. You have that kind of... Oh, I've always wanted to do... There was a... I guess they're doing a fan thing, a fan show of some sort that's supposed to be coming out in the coming years. And I might get to do a voice on it. I don't know. And I thought it would be really funny if they had a character that was an old man that I might also be allowed to do that. I thought that could be fun. So, but I don't think there is an old man. It's a much cooler voiceover thing, but it's just if there were, I kind of thought that might be funny. Oh, sorry. Let me get Congo here. There we go. I've also had my younger brother watching with me, and he was in tears at the end too. Oh, let's see. So I need to take a look at it. I definitely need to take a look at it. Good news, everyone! I have grapes. Very nice. Okay, here's a question: do you freeze them or do you eat them as they are? I know a lot of people who really prefer them to be frozen so that the texture is made different, so... I don't really get a chance to watch a ton of things. I just need to warn you, there's a lot of casual nudity. Oh, that's no problem. I usually don't pay much attention or much mind to that type of stuff myself. Fortunately, I guess I want to say thank you for doing that just in case I should choose to... Well, I guess I wouldn't probably. I think it's probably a little bit too mature, but watch it with my daughter. That might be a little... Not... Cyberpunk... Yeah, that is true. That's a good point. I guess I thought Edge Runners could potentially be a little bit more delicate about it. So, yeah, no, you know what? Scrap that. Thank you very much for letting me know, because I may have made an actual blunder. She's a preteen. There's 2 NSFW scenes in the first episode, none of the other ones. I appreciate you for letting me know. Yeah, when you see animatics, I don't necessarily think more innocent when I think animatics, but I think that there's generally going to be a greater appeal to an audience, a teenage audience. I was slightly uncomfortable. Okay, fair enough. Are you sure I'm 43, though, and not 45? I'm just going to be ambiguous. I'm the ancient, I am the land. No one will ever know how old I actually am. I've been around for a minute. That's all. For 46, okay. Yeah, I'm not ancient or anything like that, but it's the thing about it is I don't like I'm not making the intention never has been Mumbo's going to talk to me if I wake him up first. I'm going to try to take these notes first, but it's going to happen. Okay, the remaining 6 notes are in the termite tower. Oh, that's true. That's very true. In the game, even the character customization, you have you have much more than just that. So are you sure? I thought we saw other things too. I like the way she. It reminds me of the Family Guy. I'm not going to go into the details about what that episode is because it definitely is not a no male parts. Thankfully, okay, fair enough. It was Peter Griffin, and he'd gone to the doctor, and they had said, "Oh no, everything was perfectly okay." And he goes back and, "Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't just in grainy black and white with scary music?" And you're like, "Okay." So that came across that way to me. It's like, "Are you sure? I thought we saw other things in here first." All right, change and get the last notes and the last jiggy. Mumbo's Mountain is super easy. It's a very, very simple hunt. So in this particular version, really quickly, I will say, I'm going. Thank you. I like that they mentioned. I think that they added that because I don't remember if they name you as a termite. I remember in the 90s, everybody kept saying that you were an ant, but you're definitely a termite. Uh-oh, see, now it's like, uh-oh, wait, we gotta go back and figure out what happened. As far as shows go, the only thing I've really been watching, and I obviously haven't been watching it without Anna. I'm gonna take some damage here because I gotta get these notes. Oh no, I was able to clip through his legs. Has been the Fallout series because I've been a big fan of the Fallout world for a minute, but it's been pretty decent so far. Other than that, not really anything, I don't think. I always thought you were an ant. Now you're a termite, yeah. I think that's why they might have put that in there, is because everybody thought you were an ant, and instead you're a termite. Let's see. Yay! There she is. No, I'm not watching anything without you. I'm playing a video game. Dang it. But no, I'm not watching any more of that. I've been working on stuff. I'd rather not think of that anyway. I'm glad that Anna isn't here anyway. Oh, hey. All right, there we go. I have to make sure I got the other one, so we're good. Well, what are you up to, love? Doing your stuff, whatever. Oh, I don't know what all is going on. It's up, homie. Very casual. It's like, miss you, but didn't want you to know. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and automatically change back because, so in this case, I'm doing a 100% run through. 100% run through is going to be 900 notes, 100 jigsaw pieces, and 2 hollow honeycomb per level. and we can always check it with our totals. So, and Gruntilda's lair doesn't have the notes or anything. So, but you can see we got everything. It took us about 16 minutes. Me and Ann on a secret drug run in Scotland. Well, it's no longer a secret. Well, I guess everybody knows now, but you know. I thought you were on a drug run with me in Cambodia. I'm not supposed to talk about that. Shh, don't do that. Don't tell nobody. What you up to though, love? What you doing? You having all kinds of fun, helping all kinds of people? I like that. Cambodia, I hardly know her. Who's that guy in the bathroom then? Okay. One of the things that I really like that they fixed on this, I'm just going to make a quick side note, completely uninteresting, but something that I want to voice, is, I'm going to go wake up the cauldron down here, is that, used to in the N64 version, whenever you collected notes, the notes would go, if you left the level before you collected all of the notes, then you would, you'd have to start collecting them all over again because the memory of the N64 wasn't good enough to keep the count of every world that you'd gone into. Luckily, with the Xbox, it keeps the count of everything, so only the notes that you're actually missing are gone. Not much, just watching some TV? Okay. Well, that's good. Keep an eye on my Y'all's love is blossoming too fast. And he just comes up, yes, I'm glad you see it. Alright. Okay, so I don't know exactly how far. I mean, this could be half and half. It could be a third, and a third. This isn't a particularly long game, but we're doing a lot of... come in here and wake up this other cauldron. We're doing a lot, like I said, we're doing 100%, so that means that the more difficult parts are going to get caught. Probably going to get caught up at the more difficult parts, like, there's, that I can think of, there's at least a Jiggy and Rusty Bucket Bay. There's at least a Jiggy and Rusty Bucket Bay that's two of them actually, that are probably going to take me some time. But I'm almost positive that won't be in the first. Okay, so first glitch thing you can do, and you'll see me do this a lot, is that right there. Wonderful polyamorous relationship. Ah, to love everyone all the time. Retro isn't a fan of the man, but it is me after all. He's having trouble hiding his feelings. Can you blame him? Did you enjoy my DM of playing acoustic for you? That's the exact song I was thinking of, too. Wait, when he said that, that was exactly what I was thinking of, was the Wonderwall. That's funny. I don't know about polyamorous, but I do have psoriasis. That's... Okay, alright. There we go. I love that you can hit the Wonderwall because I'm English, man. It's kind of the go-to. It's kind of like when you go into I don't know if you guys had ever seen this, but there was a movie that came back in the early 90s called oh shoot, what was it called? No, I can't think of it. Wayne's World, with Dana Carvey and Mike Myers, and it was, he immediately starts playing Stairway, and they have a sign that says no stairway to heaven. It's kind of become that for the acoustic guitar. At least you didn't play. I'll be right back. No worries, no worries. Retro did call me a creep and a weirdo, and then I DM'd him, so Radiohead makes... That's also a good song. Okay. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna probably take some damage, but I need to grab this guy. It's okay. Snacker can be killed, and that's what you're supposed to do there. You can kill him with eggs, but it's not that big of a deal. I gotta run, but I'll try to come back soon. Have fun. You have fun too, love. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. I'll get to talk to you a little bit later, hopefully. PTSD from that show. Yeah, from Snacker. Yeah, you can kill him, but it's... yeah. Do you like Man of War? I don't know if I know Man of War. I'm not sure. The Snacker music always made me laugh for some reason. It's got a Jaws theme to it for sure. His little tiny noise. There we go. Oh, I guess I don't know that one. Yes, I guess I don't know that one. Man of War was the comic for God of War. God of War. I thought that those games were phenomenal. The music was really good too. Man of War is the prequel for Bugs Ashes lying again. She's calling you out, man. She's betraying the secrets. If you haven't played, have you guys? Yeah, I don't think I've heard Man of War for Radiohead. Let me not change the subject, bro. I need to guys go. I'm not a Radiohead fan, but Creep got to kind of become an icon. I actually the version of Creep that I heard first was the piano version done. I guess it was supposed to be in a show called Lucifer, but I saw it in a clip. It got recommended to me in a clip from, I guess, that show Lucifer. And so I heard a piano version and the guy that was singing it there, and it was really, really well done. I really liked it, so. I just exaggerate so much that it's going. It kind of could be. Has everybody played? I'm curious now. Has everybody already played through God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, or is that something that still is under the hats of some people? Lucifer backwards spells that bloke from hell. That's honestly, that's a pretty interesting. The mythology of Lucifer is actually a pretty interesting mythology, in my opinion. I really like it. There are a couple of books that I was speaking about this actually yesterday. There are a couple of books that are really fun for that, which are Paradise Lost by John Milton, and then a guy named, I think it's Anthony French, did one called The Revolt of the Angels, which is really, really good. And I think they're public. Paradise Lost may not be, but I know Revolt of the Angels is public domain, so you can actually go and read it for free as an ebook online. Released in the late 1800s, I think. Really, really good though. Creep is really good, but I like so many songs way more than Creep. So I'll take a look at Man of War then. If you're saying that that's something that you might recommend above it, I certainly will take that. My friend has, but I haven't yet. There's also a guy on YouTube who claims he went to hell for 23 minutes. How did he know that it was for 20? That's an interestingly specific thing, isn't it? But alright. So this is the sandcastle jig that we're talking about. But either way, I think it's really, really cool. I don't mean that, of course, any disrespect to anybody. I'm not trying to be rude when I say it. It's something I find fascinating, so. Should I send some songs to the music? Absolutely, please do. Music is something I really, really enjoy. Game music is great, but you can put whatever music you want to in there if you feel like that it's something that people should hear. Please do. While he's doing that, I'm going to take these notes because he also is one of the few characters outside of Gruntilda who rhymes. So. And you can only hit each letter once, I believe. So I think there's a K right there. A Z O. O. I and E. Alright, let's see. My favorite part of that guy who went to hell is that he constantly quotes verses from the Bible that can continentally align with what he saw in hell. Funny that. Consistently. Conveniently. It's interesting. I mean, I don't know. That's the... I can't say that isn't something that... I can't say whether that's something that lines up because that's what is, or if that's something that lines up because that's what he read before it happened. So, but it's always interesting. Mythologies and religion and existence beyond existence is something that fascinates me greatly. And I pay no disrespect to any person who wishes to express their desire for or against it in any way. Mostly because there's no point in doing that. But it is something that I study and read on very intently and have done for a long time. All kinds of books. All kinds of books. A good portion of my... Wait a minute. Hold on, I gotta check something out. Allow me one moment. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm going to poke this button real quick. I gotta check something. What music do I listen to? I like classical music a lot. That may be what was going on. Yeah, I like, I would say I like classical music a lot. I like... Okay, I guess we'll just do this. Huh, okay. Okay, I'll explain what I was doing. So Shark Food Island, in this version, is just that little island there, but I believe it is a Stop and Swap feature in one of the other iterations, but I guess I guess it's fine. I'm not gonna. I guess I use the Stop and Swap any which way, but a lot of making sure I got this. I wonder how many people put a blue backpack and yellow shorts on a bear in real life. Anybody that's had a pet bear, I'm sure there had to have been a phase for this. But no, I would say a lot of classical. I like operatic. I like a lot of video game soundtracks, and ironically, I get recommended some of the weirdest songs from random shows in YouTube feeds, and I really end up tending to like about 60% of those. I watched. There were some songs that got recommended to me from a show called Has Been Hotel. Some of those I thought were kind of cool, kind of interesting. There was a song that got recommended to me from a thing called Hell of a Boss, I think. It was interesting and not bad, and it was like a romantic ballad, and so like it's hit or miss. Like I don't like everything that's been recommended, but there are 2 or 3 that I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. But mostly, if I can on my own, a lot of Star Wars music too. A lot of like symphonic. I like a lot of that. I listen to a lot of synth. A lot of 80s synth and such is really good too. I have a couple of them that I like. I have a lot of those that I like too. But I'm always up for new suggestions. So if you have a suggestion and you're like, you should, I would happily give it a listen. Oh, I missed the Mumbo Skull back there. It's not necessary, but... Let's see. There we go. I was trying to see if there was if I had played the wrong or pulled the wrong version of this game by mistake, because I thought there might have been an Xbox One specific one, but I don't know. Welcome back, Miss Maggie. I should also send some Cyberpunk music. Absolutely, please do. Cyberpunk, I really like the game, but I have to be honest, I didn't really pay much attention to the music, with exception to a certain select amount of key areas, I guess. So, when I played and wrote music back in the day, I listened to everything. Now mainly to synth metal, some rock, 80s, and game music. Yeah, that's what I was like, wait a minute, because the thing about it is that this Shark Food Island over there is supposed to be Stop and Swap compatible. It was Shark Food Island like that because, or I thought so, because originally they couldn't fit the Stop and Swap or get the Stop and Swap mechanic to work. But on the Xbox versions, they did. So I'm wondering if there's another island and I'm just wrong, or what happened. But I believe there's a blue egg inside of the Stop and Swap Shark Food Island. Hold on. We're gonna get rid of you for just a minute. Dang it. Now come back over here. Pay attention. I missed entirely. Stop and Swap, that brings me back. Yeah, they couldn't get it to work, and so they've got some cool things that they made work with the Xbox version. I collected my failure. Alright, fine, I'm just gonna go. Takes 3 to take him down, but I hit him with 1, so... And then the little clams are called Yum Yums, and they just take eggs and feathers. They don't actually even hurt you. They just take your eggs and your feathers. Today I found a bootleg NES in a drawer. I have a photo of it, so I might send it to the server if I remember. Yeah, please do. I would love to see that. I guess here's a... this may be a question I've posed before. What do you believe is the most difficult... Average out all the games you've played, what do you believe is the most difficult game system, or the game system that houses the most difficult games? I'm very curious about that. There we go. Yeah, I would love to see what that looks like, though. I don't think... It's a plug-and-play gamepad, but so the bootleg NES... so it doesn't take cartridges, it's just like a SD card compatible? Or is it... or is everything just legitimately preloaded onto the plug-and-play? Yeah, I would be super interested to see that. Okay. Get all these notes here. Captain Blubber is missing his treasure, so we're gonna go pass him by without talking to him, and we're gonna get his treasure for him. In my opinion, it's the NES. Some of the games here are called Nintendo Hard for a reason. Okay, that's what. Yeah, and I would tend to agree with you on that. I heard somebody say that they thought it might be the 64, though. I don't know why, Kazooie, you pumped your... I didn't... Okay. There we go. So I heard somebody opine that it was maybe the 64, and I was wondering if there was some merit to that. I can't think of any games that I really played for the 64 that were just absolutely soul-crushingly hard, except for maybe Tactics Ogre? Was kind of tough towards the end, but other than that... There we go. There's and I made mention of this last time too when we asked what we were playing. There's a game like called Baroque, which was originally I guess for PlayStation 2, but I have it for the Wii. And that game is actually, the more I've messed with it, it's a hard game. That is a really hard game. Gently piddle-paddle my way out of here. There we go. Unpopular opinion, From Software games aren't really that difficult. It's just timing, a bit of trial and error. No, I think you have a point there. I got the hardest game you've ever played. It's there in the media channel? Okay, I'll give that a look here. And well, here, let me give it a look now. Why not? Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so it's kind of like a Dreamcast controller-esque. That's really cool, though. How many games does it have on it? I'm curious. NES is 100% home to the most difficult games. Yeah, I would say for home console, I'd say that. I guess I technically would argue that the Neo Geo or arcade are the hardest, but I don't think most people really get to play that all that much. And I'm saying this in, I don't think a lot of people got to go. The orange trackball thing does nothing. Oh wow, it says not even be there. It should not even be there. It's got like 60 games and there's stuff like Twinbee. That's really cool. And then there's some LJN trash. Like what? Like Beetlejuice or Batman, or not Batman, the original Batman Return of the Joker, I think. Or was it Return or Revenge of the Joker? One of those was LJN, I thought. Banjo, I need you to throw the treasure, bud. There we go. It was a Batman game? Okay. I think I would say Revenge of the Joker is the one I think of. Beetlejuice was LJN. I mean, there's a lot of LJN. The Sunsoft Batman is absolutely fantastic. Revenge of the Sith. Do it. Throw your batarangs. I want to say LJN made a game or two that I actually like, though, and I know that's almost sacrilegious to say. But I think that there was one game, at least one game out there that I liked that LJN made. And then now I say it and I can't think of it, which tells you about how accurate that statement may actually be. And yeah, I was gonna say I know Iguana. I know Iguana. It was also got a lot of flack. So decent spot. You're right. They did the Spider-Man and Venom game. Where they actually just ripped off music from Black Sabbath, I think. But it is actually pretty fun, yeah. They did. Oh, they made Spider-Man. They made Spider-Man and the X-Men Arcade's Revenge, which was kind of fun. It's not a particularly good game, but it is kind of fun. Okay, let's go ahead and take that. I keep getting so tired, man. I think I'm dying. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. Hopefully the tired is trying to get your body ready to recuperate, to rejuvenate. When I die retro, I want a 24-hour memorial stream where you play platformers and fighting games. Are you assuming you're going to die so much earlier? If I'm not mistaken, I'm not. Well, I know in this case I'm not. I think I'm older than you. Do you suspect that you'll have such an issue so quickly and so much earlier than I? I was going to say, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but I am positive I'm not mistaken, that I'm older than you. No ocarina? No Banjo-Kazooie? No music? I like that too. No Banjo-Kazooie? Uh-oh. There we go. There is a way to... I've demonstrated this before for people who already know it. There is a glitch in... Whoa! You can have them. I don't need them. I think they only take one every time. 1 second. I'm going to try and focus. There are a couple of glitches in this game, and one of them that comes in super handy that I use all the time. Let me get this witch switch. Let's see. Retro knows my genres. The way I'm feeling, I think I have a few months. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. Manan Agrawal? I apologize. I'm probably butchered. It says, do you read chats? Yeah, I do. I try to balance it between playing the game and that, so I apologize if I'm not real time on it, but yeah. Music games are like a stream comment section running gag. That is true. That's if you want a really good music game too, Rhythm Heaven Fever for the Wii, I think is a phenomenal game. Or any of the Rhythm Heaven games. There's one for DS too. What is your favorite sport? To participate in or to watch is a good, I guess, the question. We've got a new one. Fave sports person. Yeah, I was gonna say I would guess it would depend. Is it to watch or is it to participate in? I very, very much like combat sports. To watch and to participate in. But I think I like to. What? Ooh, that's tricky. I think if it's to participate in, I would say probably combat sports, boxing and the like, things of that nature. Those would be my favorite to actually participate in. I think to watch, though, maybe, with the exception of perhaps this Mike Tyson debacle that's coming up in the near future, I think to watch, it could be... It's probably either American football or universal football. It could be. I could be wrong. Retro favorite sports person? Gotta be OJ. He passed away. If I had to pick a favorite sports person, oof. Depends on the sport, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't go picking, Xavi for baseball exactly, you know. It really depends. I mean, if it's if you want me to pick a favorite sports person of all time in just any category, I really like George Foreman. I really thought George Foreman was really good. His record was just absolutely impeccable. I also do like Tyson quite a lot too in terms of that. So, who are you supporting in the match? Oh, Tyson for sure. Tyson. I would love nothing more than to see Tyson. So the thing about it, now I get to opine on this, and I apologize if this it bores anybody. But the thing about this is an opinion that's maybe it's wrong, maybe it's unpopular. Paul can fight. The problem is I don't think that when he's been fighting, it's been on the level. He fought Mayweather, and they grappled, they clinched a lot more than they needed to. A lot more than Mayweather typically does. I feel like there's probably some money involved in trying to maybe make it look a little closer than it should be. Thank you, Banjo. Tyson, I don't think will do that. Tyson has almost always been, even since he was the Dynamite Kid back in the 80s, he was just always about being the best. So I don't think he would. I don't think he would take an extra $10 million to make it a closer fight. I think he will absolutely rip into Jake Paul. So that's just a personal belief, and that's a conviction that I have, and I hope that is what happens. If he was indeed bribed. Yeah, I don't think that's the thing. I don't think Tyson will. I think that some of the others may have. I think Mayweather probably took a little bit of money to make it look close, but I don't feel like Tyson would do that. I feel like Tyson is too proud to let him be beaten by Jake Paul. And I've been watching his training. He is absolutely not gonna slow down. He is, I mean, fast. His strikes sound absolutely horrifying. It's gonna be good. Anyway, I'm sorry. Rhythm Heaven Fever is so good. Yes, Rhythm Heaven on the DS is also really, really good. But yeah, Rhythm Heaven Fever is great. And there was another one I was trying to think of too, and it's got. Shoot, what is it got? It's got like it's like a drum set almost. with not actual like drumsticks, but kind of just sticks in general, and it was really fun too. If Tyson, let me do this real quick. Sorry, if Tyson loses, it's a fix, and there's not a single thing you can say to convince me otherwise. He has a 0% chance of losing a fight. I completely agree. Retro, you should watch all of the opening. Watch the opening of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It's there in the music channel because the song is really good too. Okay, I will absolutely do that. I want to watch that. I want to watch the show, so I think I will, because I feel like I would enjoy it. And then you're telling me on top of that you really enjoyed it, that the ending, may have messed you up, but I will definitely watch it. Like I said, they've gotten really good. A lot of places have gotten really good with making animatics very impactful, which I think is really cool. We've kind of had it for a long time. As a matter of fact, I just bought something I remember from 20 years ago. It went back when actually it was longer than that. This is 25 years ago. But back when MTV was a thing, which is a long time ago, they used to have a show that was it was a more adult-oriented. Oh, it's not good. Son of a gun! I thought I was talented enough, but clearly I am not. Let's see if I can do this without landing. Okay, there we go. Aeon Flux is what it was called, and it was really cool. And I just bought the entire box set of that. One of my local stores had it for like $8. It was a really cool. It was really cool animated. So. These levels felt so huge back in the day. Well, you have to think about it. Like Mario levels. How many do I have here? 97. I'm missing 3 notes. So what am I missing? The sandcastle notes, I think, probably? Or did I get those? No, I got those. So then if it's 3 notes, it means I'm missing a jump pad. That's what I'm missing. That's okay. I'll get it in a minute. Go. I have done this enough that I didn't have to actually look. The frustrating thing is he's got a really big... There we go. Hitbox. I shouldn't have paused there. I'm sorry. And it bounces you away automatically. 1 second, I'll catch right back up. I'm either missing notes that are on I think I'm missing notes that are on a spring pad, because that's usually where they come in 3. And I think the only jiggy I'm missing is the one under... Did I get the one under the big bomb? Fairly certain I did, but I'll comb through one more time. Okay, let's see. Have you ever given any thought to trying the games trending on YouTube to grow your YouTube channel? Not really. I don't... Growth, as far as the YouTube channel thing goes, doesn't really interest me all that much. I mean, if it happens, then great, it's organic, but the whole purpose of the channel was just kind of to play games that were fun, that I was having fun with, and that I thought people might enjoy, that might be nostalgic, to converse about this kind of nostalgia. So, like I said, growth has never been I mean, if it happens, great, but it's never been a real key part of the channel. There they are. It's never been a real key part of my goal for the channel. It's really just been about creating a space for a community to come and talk. And I think that's what's really happened. I mean, I've got great people that come in and pay me a visit and keep me company and talk about great thought-invoking things and share new things with me, music, games, etc., shows. So I consider it to be successful in that endeavor. I've made new friends this way. I mean, I think it's really cool. But I don't mean any offense. It's just never been my goal. Cyberpunk Edge Runner has worked the hardest in the animation and definitely among the best in the industry. I have heard great things about it. Let me make sure I got everything this time real quick. I've heard great things about it, and I've seen some of the stylings, and it looks amazing. I just don't... I just hadn't had the chance to, I guess, sit down and watch it, but I certainly will. If you're recommending it like this, then obviously it's got to be something special. I guess real quick to go back to that other question, as far as the games with that are trending, also a lot of them don't really interest me these days. I could play, what is it, Project Zomboid? And that'd be okay, but I have more fun playing games like this, or you know, Fortnite or Call of Duty or all these, you know, the ones that have always kind of trended. Oh yeah, I forgot. And I don't have as much fun playing those than I do playing something like this, or you know, there are new games, but sure. No, I haven't been a student for a long time. A business guy, yeah, that's a good way to say it. I'm a business guy. I have been a business guy for decades at this point now. There we go. But I don't treat... YouTube is not a business to me. I missed something by Maggie. I'm sorry, real quick. I mean, it's made by Trigger. They're one of the best. Not really well versed in anime. I don't know a lot about anime. Anime is in traditional Japanese anime, but animated stuff. They've done some. There's been some great works out since about '95. Like I said, Aeon Flux was one of my favorites, and that was from '95 or '96, one of those. And I really thought it was cool. So, okay. Yeah, I would say. But anyway, to your question, yeah, I would say a business guy. Yeah, I'm not a. I've not been a student for a long time. But I don't treat YouTube as a business. It's not a business transaction. If it grows organically, then wonderful. And if at some point in time somebody says, hey, you could technically monetize and make some income on it or whatever, so long as it doesn't restrict people's ability to talk or play, or I don't have to sit there and be sponsored by things that I don't believe in. Sure, but most of the time that's kind of impossible. So I'm like, I'm fine. My job does just fine. You know, that kind of thing. Have you watched Invincible? I have not watched Invincible. I've read and I've seen snippets of it. I've read the little comic strips and stuff, and I've seen snippets of it, but I've not watched it yet. My younger brother has been trying to get me to watch that for a minute. He's got very good, in my opinion, he's got very good cinematic tastes as well, so I don't think he would lead me wrong in that, but he's himself is a pretty gifted writer for some different various awesome projects and such. So all I know about Invincible is it's the guy from Mortal Kombat 1. I know about Viltrum and the Viltrumites and all that good stuff. I know who Omni-Man is. I know who Invincible is. All that, but I've never watched the show. No worries, Miss Maggie. No worries at all. You should watch it, and once you're done, you should with the series. You should read the rest. It's amazing. I like it, and I what I really like is Brentilda. I like it's. J.K. Simmons, I think is his name, the actor that played in Whiplash and J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man, and also in for Farmers Insurance, I think, for some reason. So, yeah, I'll have to do some catching up on that. Those are shows I don't necessarily know. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to just assume. But I don't necessarily know if they would be Anna's cup of tea, so I don't necessarily know if she's going to want me to wait to watch those, so I might be able to watch those on my own pace when I'm, working on my out-of-towns or whatever, stuff like that. So that'd be really neat. It's definitely one that's on my radar, though. I'll go ahead and open up Bubble Goop Swamp since we're here. Another one that I've also been told that I need to watch, and I have not, is The Boys. And again, something that I've read but I've not watched. I like to read a little. I like to read a little bit more than I like to watch things. Doesn't mean I won't watch things. It doesn't mean I don't want to watch things. It just means I catch myself reading the things that the movies are inspired or the shows are inspired on, and then somebody says, "Hey, you realize that this is a show and it's really good?" And I'm like, "Oh, dang, I didn't." So that's usually what it is. The guy from The Boys will also be in MK1. Homelander or Billy or. I didn't mess with Mortal Kombat 1 very much. It just kind of seemed weird for me. I think I'd spoken about that. Oh yeah, Homeland. Okay. I said Billy, and then I was like, yeah, we'll do it this way. The Boys is basically realistic Marvel, I'm pretty sure. That concept is super cool. Like, you can't believe, like, it's hard to believe superheroes that are always going to be all good. They're always going to have, some of them are going to have motivations and PTSD and other different varying issues that they're going to have to, you know. Oh, I hate this level. It definitely was one of my least favorites when I first started playing, and then I figured out how to kind of make it less unpleasant, but I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I understand completely where you're coming from. Let's do... Whee! There we go. We'll get the little yellow Genjo here. Yes, I did. Shoot, what is his name? Robert Kirkman, I think his name is. Yes. He very, very... somebody did wrote a thesis, I think, on him about whether or not he was a great writer and a genius or genuinely disturbed, and I think that's such an interesting, plausible, you know, it's like, oh, okay, who could come up with these? But he is, I think he's a genius writer, I think he is. There's another, speaking of the demented superhero trope, I really wanted to see, and I know that this is one I'm going to wait for Anna for, but the movie is, what is it called? What was it called? It was like, it's basically Superman, but he lands and he's evil. Now I can't think of it. Ah, son of a gun. Well, dang. I loved both shows. Okay, that's really cool. That's the thing. Like, there are a lot of things that they don't talk about. There are a lot of things that they don't talk about when it comes to the like Marvel elements of it, I guess. One of them is like the amounts of property damage and live damage and such that happens. Oh, hey Omega, how you doing? I hope you're doing wonderfully. I apologize that I have been... I've gotten to watch your streams, but I apologize that I've been somewhat inactive in them, as usually when you go live, I'm already headed to bed, so I am so sorry about that. I will watch them, and then and then it's midnight for me, or it's not midnight, it's like 10, I think, or something like that, but I'm already in bed, so I do apologize that I haven't been super active, but I hope you're doing well. I'm going to get all these, and I'm going to need to get a gloop bubble, and I think he fills up 2 air pockets. I might just die, too. That's possible. I hope not. Oh, I missed it. Okay, I may drown here, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to drown. That's okay. I got the notes. That's what I needed. Next, I'll get the Genjo and the... Doing all right. Brightburn, there you go. You're correct. That is exactly what it is. And I should still have 9 live. Yeah, I'm good. That part's not always that tricky, but yeah. I was gonna say, Omega, I think, actually, one of the very first streams we talked on was this. But it was before I knew anything about what I was doing with streaming, how to segment it, had any sort of lines or skill or anything. I remember we talked on me trying to get through the Click Clock Woods, and then I put it to a vote in the Discord and said, "Hey, what do you guys want to see?" And Banjo-Kazooie came back up, and I said, "You know what? I do play it once a year. Why not? That sounds fun." And everybody's been incredibly kind and accommodating to the fact that I just drowned down there. Let me do this real quick. We all visit when we can. I usually spend Sundays with my wife. She's working right now, which is not typical at all. She's giving me this opportunity to hang out with you. So I won't divulge anything specific, but my wife is closer to you now than she is to me. And so sadly, that's what affords me so much time to do additional streaming for random frivolity. How long have we known each other? Oh, 4 years now, I guess, almost. Going on at least. 3, at least 3, but I think going on 4, yeah. Alright, let's get down here. So the idea is I need to grab a gloop bubble. There we go. And then I'm going to grab the Jinjo. And then I'm going to grab the keys, and then I'm going to either swim to the surface or drown, and it doesn't matter which one I do. I need to fly. I don't know if they're going to count the first one, so I have to go through this key 3 times total. But I'm going to go ahead and grab some more air if I can. There we go. Okay, so it did delete the one I did before, but it does count the notes that I captured down here, so no problem. There we go. You had to deal with over 3 years of my humor here, in your respect. No, it's always great. It's very, very good. Let me go. I gotta catch back up. Son of a gun. Okay, sorry. Says hi. I see you're playing the Xbox version. I am indeed, yes. And I put, yeah, I am just because it's easier to control and everything. Did the streamer just drown? Awful. Streamer shame. No, yeah, I did. Sometimes that happens. It's about a 50-50 shot for me to drown down here. I try to get the gloop bubbles, but it's kind of tough for me to figure out where exactly they are sometimes. So, but you can't get half of the jiggies and the notes in the game if you don't actually go down there and risk it. So, there we go. Yes, I know. I had made mention of that earlier, and it's terrible because you can get. But the good, I guess, the good news is that it still counts the notes. You just don't get to keep the. It still counts the notes. You just don't get to keep the. You just don't keep them in your current inventory. So if you get those notes and then you get every other note and it says you have 90, in that case it'd be 92, I think. It still allows you to count that as 100 notes total for the level, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's how it works, because I think that's how I was doing it before. Okay. Streamer can't even swim. Let's point and laugh at this Star Wars language living nerd. And maybe Omega was saying that I was right in what I said, but it sounded like he was like, yeah, let's point and laugh at this nerd. If that's the case, that's hilarious. That's true. Let's point and laugh. That's kind of that was the way I usually played it. The Clanker's Cavern, I think it was when I was very first getting acclimated. I think it was. I was just kind of like, I'm not going to go down there and unlock him. I'll just, because you don't need every jiggy and every note in this game to do it. But so well, that was just awful. What in the world? Okay, fine. Did Ash just say humor with a U? I'm European and even I'm sick. That's funny. I am not European. Shoot. I am American, but I don't put U's in certain words, but I do put U's in other words for some reason, and I don't know why that has been my like color. I don't put a U in the word color. Humorer. I wrote the correct spelling. Yes. Next question. I'm gonna report you both to the YouTube police. So I don't put like U in the word color. but I do find myself putting U in the word armor, like that a knight would wear. And humor is one that about 50% of the time I catch myself doing, just as I'm stream of consciousness as I'm writing. So, very, I don't know why. My education is a hodgepodge of different various thises and that's, to be fair, though, so I enjoy writing in whatever way I can and with whatever spelling. Like I'm fairly certain that my Greek is absolutely atrocious, but it's still so fun to write in. It doesn't look off at all. Never mind, I really like it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start putting U's in random words. Like the word U, which I've been spelling Y-O, I'm going to throw a U in there now. No, I'm teasing with you. It's weird though, because like the word armor to me looks weird or wrong without a U in it. And I know that's not, I don't think that's correct. Or it certainly isn't in American. I know it's A-R-M-O-R, but... Well, son of a gun, this snippet. Okay, fine, snippet. I need you to let me out of the little... I need you to let me out of a little hole there. Why is it that your hurt box is so much larger than your hit box? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. The Valkyria Stargamer says, and by the... Wait. Hold on. Hey, what's going on, guys? And by the way, it's me, Retro. I just changed my name recently. It's me, Retro, not as in it's me, Retro, me, as in it's me, Retro, you, which makes me believe that you are the artist formerly known as Retro Gaming Star, I believe. So, okay, wonderful. A very nice name change. Did you say something about Greek? Yeah, I'm trying to practice to write in it. That's something I find fun. I'll send if anyone is interested, I'll send a picture of it so that people might see what I'm trying for, but it's probably awful. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, that confirms. His kneecaps will be on off. Of course I'm dead. I saw the stream title has nuts and bolts below it. It doesn't have nuts and bolts, does it? Did I put nuts and bolts over a mistake? Not like the whole thing. Hydra Doctor Who shorts. Wait, who's that been going on? Video, I challenge you to a fight. Good lord, what is this? This is absolute and utter chaos. There we go. I like the snippets theme. I think it's really cool. Nuts and bolts was decent, just wasn't good. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it was a cool idea, but yeah, I agree. As far as a Banjo game goes, we should have gotten Banjo 3E. Least of all at 7 in the morning. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, it never ceases to amaze me how early it has to be there when you hop onto half of these, considering that it's near 4 p.m. here. You know. Let's see. Well, I'm glad. Ash, I want to say thank you incredibly for your subtlety and nuance in this particular opinion that you've just posted. Oh, I messed up. Oh well. I'll do it again. I still haven't tried nuts and bolts. It is actually quite fun. If you want my opinion, I would say I would completely agree with Maggie. It's not a particularly gifted banjo game. But I would say that it would be, if they had said that they were going to create as a Lego game, I would have absolutely loved it. And I don't dislike the game itself because they name it Banjo. I just dislike it as a Banjo game. But I don't mind it as a Lego game. My favorite Banjo game has got to be Grunny's Revenge was the one I was thinking of. That one's definitely interesting. I don't know very much about it. I mean, I've played it. But I don't know. We're going to use our little cheat here. Okay, well, he still got me. That's fine. We'll go ahead and grab him real quick. if this is the thing, the cheat that I showed before, if you slam before you fall off of the edge of something, you won't automatically die. You will. You can fall an almost infinite amount of height, or at least you can, so long as you're not falling into like a hole or an abyss. I think this just leads to one Jinjo. Yep. And then I think it lets out on the other side. Yep, sure does. These are just gold feathers, which I believe is the move you learn here. You can only carry 10 of these, so... And I'm going to try to do something really stupid for the fun of it. If I don't run out of... gold feathers by that time, I'm going to try. So, but the Wii U is fantastic. It is a... No, the Wii U is a great... Hold on, hold on, I gotta catch... What happened? Okay, can't put the... Okay. Bit of the letter, you saw something in chat earlier. How did that happen? Do you mean words? That's a good use of that. Okay, so that was so about the Wii U. The Wii U is a fantastic console. It's just underappreciated. Yeah, Grenade's Revenge was actually kind of fun. I played it briefly on the channel, and I thought it was okay. It's just... it just is kind of confusing for me, being a top-down or a slightly isometric style game. It is fun, but it doesn't feel like it fills the gap of... To me, it didn't feel like it filled the gap of Banjo game. As... Like at the very end of Banjo-Tooie, when you're kicking her head around, she says, "You'll be sorry" in Banjo 3E, and you're just like, "Oh, that's so cool!" And then you want that, and it doesn't feel like... I don't feel like we got it. That's all. It is a really fun game. Let's see. Still need to play through a whole Banjo drowns Kazooie at the be. Then how's he? If the canon stays as if you got Dragon Kazooie from it, then it would be really a shame because she gets cool dragon powers. Today it might be all the games we're playing on here on the Switch now. Yeah, that's for the most part that's true. I see in the Let's Play of Revenge honestly looks okay, including minigame at the Infinite Exchange. I don't believe. Yeah. I want to delete Twitter, but Retro pays me £2.50 to promote a stream. That's not true. If you want to delete Twitter, man. I don't encourage anybody to keep or to lose their social media accounts unless it's becoming draining on you, in which case then I'll probably say whatever you feel like. Obviously if you have it and it's draining you, then you should probably not anymore. But no, you do what you want to do. Okay, I gotta come down here, grab this, and there are notes down there in that little tunnel. I think there's a Jiggy at a dead end over here is what I think this is. Maybe a Jinjo at a dead end, but either way it'd be a Jiggy, wouldn't it? I think these have just a lot of drowning traps here. Yeah, it is a Jiggy. There's a lot of these... Whoops. Come on, Banjo, turn. There's a lot of these drowning traps that they try to get you with. I keep forgetting, if you hit RB, if you take a look, if you don't hit RB, see how it's kind of slow? If you hit RB, he'll actually snap in the direction that you ask him to, and he's much, much, much more dexterous. I'm considering taking down my TikTok, to be honest. I don't see any real reason to keep it. I will say, I don't watch a lot of TikTok. I make my own little TikToks here and there, right? Obviously, the card thing. But the only TikToks that I really watch outside of ones that Anna sends me that she thinks I'll enjoy, which she's always right, are your Belmont Hold, which I know you have on YouTube as well, but if I ever see a Belmont Hold, like, I'm whatever it is, however long it is, I'm in for that ride. So, up to you, of course, but I do want to let you know at least that I very much enjoy the Belmont Hold. Let's see. I want to delete YouTube, but Retro pays me £5.85. No, that's not true. I was planning on uploading a video saying thanks for supporting me here on TikTok. I'll be resuming my short videos over on YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I love your Belmont Hold stuff. All your Castlevania factoids are just awesome. I really love them. Well-researched, well-articulated, concise. I wanted to neglect playing another Crab's Treasure, but Retro pays me a lot of Australian dollars to play. Okay. I mean, I've got all kinds of money, and not only in my denomination, but apparently everyone else's too. Soon it'll be 2 months since I got myself the Pixel. It's an amazing phone. I'm so glad, too, because you were having that monochromus issue with it before, and I think that was... No, not Belmont's Hold. Belmont's Hold. Belmont's Hold. Yes, thank you. The Belmont Hold. Good lord. No, but you were having that monochromus issue with it, and I'm so glad that you found something that you're really enjoying. Eventually I'll need to get one. I can't part with a phone that doesn't have... Personally, I can't part with a phone... I'm going to line up here. I have trouble parting with a phone that takes an SD card. I really don't like the fully internal memory with cloud option. That's a personal preference, and I get it. Not everybody... There's not utility like that for everybody, but it's just very hard for me to part with that. And almost all of the phones nowadays only have internal and cloud-based. And so you can't use... And so my phone right now has, I think, 1 terabyte of memory. Because I can... It's a 0.5 terabyte by itself, and I have 0.5 terabyte of SD in it. And I hold a lot of music, so that makes a lot of sense. Like, I hold a ton of music. I put most of my CD soundtracks onto my phone. Let's see. Okay, we're going to use our trick again. There we go. No damage done. Oh, wait, I should have. It does. It feels really weird. And it feels, in my opinion, it feels a little too businessy. You know, it's like, okay, you didn't take it out because the SD card slot wasn't secure or this or that. Why did you turn, Banjo? You didn't hit it because of you didn't take it out because the SD card slot wasn't secure. You took it out because you wanted to be able to sell higher capacity models and for a premium. And I get that, but don't lie to me. Just tell me that that's what you're doing. There we go. Okay, we're missing one Jinjo, which, if I'm not mistaken, is inside Clanker's right inside of his gill. So I'm gonna go in the gills before I go into the... There we go. And I may have gotten the right gill right off the bat, but it doesn't feel like it. Come on. This one's a little hard. 1 second and I will catch up, I promise. It's so hard to get these ones that are all loopy up and down on the bottom. Even if Banjo's dexterity isn't suffering. Okay. Let's... Okay. Wait, where's his other... wait. How are his gills not aligned? How are his gills aligned on the outside, but on the inside they're not? That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, let me catch up then. No. Though I'm a light user, I can make do with my 64 gig current, and my current has 128, which feels like overkill. Yeah, that's fair. Do you have an idea on how to fix my front USB port on my PC? I would have to know what was wrong with it to be able to tell you how to fix it, but possibly. I didn't expect to be chatting with Data and LaForge at 7 a.m. in the morning. Oh, those are cool references. I do like Star Trek. It's my birthday today, and Retro didn't even say happy birthday. Yeah, I don't think... Happy birthday, Ash. Sorry for not doing that. Yeah, I was going to say, it's not your birthday. Looking for ways to add a U to my words so that I can sound more like Ash. More sophisticated. Nice. It was his birthday 364 days a year, and then it's the only days. Happy birthday. Oh, I wrote happy birthday. Okay, I got you. The way that reads, that birthday, it reads very pseudo-Russian-y. Very pseudo-Russian. Oh, there it is. Happy birthday to you. And your kind. I feel like John Malkovich and Rounders. Sophisticated. Oh, I don't know why I did that. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like, when I say that, I felt like John Malkovich's character in Teddy KGB from Rounders. I don't, again, I don't have the problem with you. We've gotten to a point where words, like, we used to spell work with an E, for goodness sakes. Like, I get it. I'm fine with it. It's just, I don't understand when we start cutting too many letters that the word no longer functions as the word it was intended to. The other people go, wow, okay. Since we're watching Genie Down Under, I don't know if I've seen that. Superb. It's like the Super Bowl, which is also the Superb Owl. The Superb Owl. I have to say, I haven't seen that. The people, good lord, that's just really tearing into an entire continent of people. Alright, this should be the last Genjo. And the Jiggy. And back up to the surface we go. And there's a Jiggy on his tooth, so I'm going to go ahead and take that way out real quick. There's going to be some notes, a Genjo, and a... It really is 7 a.m. So so right now it's 2 minutes past 7 in the morning for you. Am I correct in that? Or yeah. At least it's not French. Those people can say fire and write it down as fire. That's very true. That is very true. There's think about it. In there's a version of French spoken around this area, but it's not the traditional French, and it's even more, in my opinion, a little bit more difficult, because in traditional French you have to make the nasal sounds, like in the back of your throat. And in the French that's spoken down here, or around this area, you have to roll your R's instead of make the nasal sound. So like it's like, I think I may have mentioned this before, but instead of like parlez-vous français, which is a kind of a nasal sound, it's je parle français, and you roll your tongue. So yeah, je parle français, or je parle français. Multiplayer commentary was done for Conker's EFT. I mean, yeah. Oh, wait, what? Wow, okay. All right. So there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, behind why the roll is. So the form of French that's spoken around here is supposed to be older than the French that's spoken in France. Or it's old. It's a preserved version of an older version. The saying is that there was a king between the time that the people that were taken away from... Shouldn't there be a fly pad there? Maybe I'm wrong. The saying is that the king had a speech impediment. There was a time where there were people that were taken out of France and they were exiled, and they moved. They went to New Brunswick, they went to Nova Scotia and all of these other areas, and eventually they came to North America, or not North America, Nova Scotia and all that is in North America, but they came to the United States of America, and they spoke the old version, the old tongue. Well, in the time of their exile, the king that took over had a speech impediment, and rather than allow people to speak it the way that it had been spoken, since he couldn't, he demanded that everybody change the way that they spoke it so that it became more nasally instead of with the roll. But I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, this is probably a silly idea, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go through. Wait. I missed a note. I gotta go back. Who speaks French in Texas? There's a whole community of people. So we're bordered with Louisiana. We have cities like Port Arthur, where you have a very hefty Cajun French population. Okay. I'm going to come back here. That way I don't just immediately die. Well, I might, but I'm going to try not to. Yeah, there are places like Galveston, Port Arthur, so it's like Texas specifically actually has a couple of different languages that are spoken quite a bit down here. English and Spanish are the most popular for sure because we border with Mexico, and both there's a form of Spanish obviously called Tex-Mex, which is spoken down here, and then we obviously have other variations on that, but we also have a very heavy French-speaking populace and a very heavy German-speaking populace, both low and high. So, yeah, Texas has got about 4 good languages that we speak pretty well. Surrender. With the U. The current map is scary. Which one? To be fair, I've been to Paris, and while not watching a 1979 Doctor Who story, and it's lovely with a personally amazing bookshop. I do prefer... Oops. They do prefer you to speak French, though. Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of the problem with the French that's spoken here versus French that's spoken there, is it's not quite the same, so it's difficult for... There are people down here that would say that if you sit long enough that you'll understand what they're saying, no problem. So... that's the idea. We'd speak French, and they'd, oh well, we'd rather you said it this way. Okay, well, I'll work on that. I got no problem with it. There we go. I think this is what I was looking for, wasn't it? Or no? Maybe. I'm going to stay out of that thing's way. BRB, no problem. To be fair, let's see. Here in England, people can hardly speak English, usually because of the lack of tea. You're as harsh to the English people as you are to any other denomination or any other ethnicity. Excuse me, not denomination. Yeah, Texas has got 4 languages though. Louisiana's got 3. They've got 4 or 5 probably as well, but 3 that are dominantly spoken. Obviously, they also have people that speak Spanish there quite well. English, French, Creole. We've got all kinds of good places that speak. We've got all kinds of places in the States that speak multiple different languages. The Americans, I will say, not every American or even most Americans necessarily are multilingual, but there are a fair amount of people that at least have 2 under their belt, at least English, at least Spanish, and that comes greatly in handy because there's so many people down here that speak it. And then in Texas, believe it or not, especially in the area of Texas that I am in, there are a lot of people here that speak Hindi, Urdu, and Nepali as well. A lot of people who have come from Nepal or from India that speak those languages, and so pretty large communities, in fact, actually, that speak those. So very, very cool. It's really cool and very diverse, and I like it. I think the one I'm missing is the underpipe. That's okay. I can grab that. Okay. That's funny. That's really funny. I'm sorry, Maggie. I read yours in my head, and it just caught me off guard. And I know the thing that's funny is because you spelled it that way, and I know the word that you were saying is water, but but I understood it No, you did it perfectly because I understood exactly what you were trying to convey, and you conveyed it perfectly. No, that's that is so fun. That is wonderful. Isn't it this one? Am I wrong? No, it's right there. There we go. Oh, shoot. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's 100% of Clanker's Cavern. She can combine. Yeah, and I have no doubt that there were probably several different, but it's... You do hear, I mean... What was it? Again, I think I said this before, but... They say that that there are always those phrases that people have issue with, right? For some people in different varying parts of Scotland, obviously not all of Scotland, but it's purple burglar alarm. And for some people in some parts of England, it's bottle of water. So it's always those phrases. To be fair, there are phrases that Americans have issue with that are far more simple too. Single words, in fact, like the word indubitably, which requires an amount of mouth dexterity, but I don't think anything ridiculous. Do all of my exes live in Texas? I don't leave a trail of broken hearts behind me, thankfully. I am a happily married man, so I am in good standing. And but I don't know. I was just say that's I don't tend to leave a trail of broken hearts, so to speak, exes or otherwise. So I try not to, at least. I kind of just keep to myself, I think. That's funny. I don't accept apologies. I will. Let me try to. Oh yeah. I think so. I think I saw him. But purple burglar alarm is one that's more difficult, and there's nothing wrong. It's not an educational failing. It's just a linguistic thing. The way that your mouth begins to start to make certain shapes or not make certain shapes. With the Scottish R, it's not a hard R in a lot of cases. It's p, instead of per. So. But it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those fun things. I don't know, I like languages. Languages are fun. R. Oh, good, yeah, oh, fine, okay, not in that context. The sound of an R can be a hard sound without being in a particular unnecessary word. I should have thought of that before, dang it, I should have thought of that before I said that. Dang it! Typical Texas. Wait a minute. Who said I'm white? I'm teasing. Let me get my in-between stuff real quick here. So normally, real quick, I'll just show you this. This is something you get bitten by the piranha. But there's a little thing. I think it's right about here. See if I can. There we go. Okay. That way I can swim around. Now the piranhas can't get me. And I don't think there's much that I have to do, but I don't have the boots right yet, so... Let me see. It's called hard hearts. Good point. Hey, people. I always thought you were Chinese. I am not. I come back from a BRB and Banjo is deliberately getting bitten. Wait. Yeah, if you do that, if you go in that little crevice right there and hit a certain pixel, and if you get bitten, it's actually more easy to get bitten by that. More easy to hit that pixel. You can swim in the piranha-infested waters. Now, the minute I jump, I'm toast again. Right? So yeah, but yeah, you can swim around. I have no idea what that means, Miss Maggie. I am so sorry. Streamer's actually Korean, not Chinese. Real name is Retro. That's not true. I'm actually Japanese, and I will prove it to you now. I don't know what that means at all. I used to be fairly fluent in Japanese while speaking it. Reading it, I cannot do that. There are so many different ways. Retro Room's hacking his games again. I try. I think it's cool to know the little things, right? I mean, like, it's just like now if I jump again, I'm piranha again. But yeah, I can swim in piranha-infested waters without the boots. The boots aren't even necessary for this part because of this particular thing. You can't do it in every place, but you can do it here. This will probably be. Oh, really? That's awful. That's just a terrible thing to say. No, it's fine. I like that this back and forth war of trying to out the other has absolutely gotten. It's fantastic. Oh, hey Thumb, how you doing? I mean, I apologize. I hope you're doing well. Why did you put my name like that? Where's the name? Oh, after the colon. Huh. I'm not actually Japanese. I'm not really. It's actually diarrhea. Oh man. I don't know what the appropriate French word for that would be. Okay, Croctus got his. I don't know the next time I'm traveling. I was almost going to Europe this year with parents, but logistics and breaks mean that I'm staying with Charlie for about a month. I don't know if I know who Charlie is. Also, Charlie is doing okay. So Puppy Dog Charlie. Okay. And then Omega says you from the I'm assuming for diarrhea. Okay. That's so many, like everybody is so linguistically gifted that the jokes are quicker. The jokes come out more quickly than I'm able to keep up with them. I can comprehend them, the ones that I'm able to get to, as quickly as possible. But the wit is far stronger than mine. Miss Maggie and Mr. Ash especially seem to be quick-witted in this way, but. Everybody has been able to, well, and Omega actually, I can't, NVIDIA's brought some, I can't really say. I can say Omega was able to throw you in there that I thought was absolutely brilliant, and then, oh man, so I'm having trouble keeping up and playing the game at the same time. The French were, why? You forgot Charlie? How could you? I understand, I forget. Yeah, I am sorry. My memory is somewhat decent, but I can my memory is decent when it comes to my memory is decent when it comes to things, events, dates, things of that nature. When it comes to names, it's a little difficult, and when it comes to faces, I could virtually be prosopagnostic. You could very possibly say, oh, this guy has some form of prosopagnosia, because I cannot seem to remember faces well. Oh, that's what I wanted, Banjo. I need a beak. Little egg. And then there's our Jiggy. I think I'm just going to take the damage for the notes. And if you're asking why I jump, it's because he automatically slows down when he walks in this stuff. Let's, there we go. Okay. Oh, and the Switch, you awful name for a succeeding Switch. They talked about it. So my understanding is there is supposed to be a Switch 2 coming out. that is still prototypically just called the Switch 2. And then apparently Xbox released that they were going to be doing something with VR, but I think it's through MetaQuest. Even Diarrhea is better than that, which is Diarrhea. It's or Hoye is what it looks like, but yeah. Oh yeah, you know, I remember we had talked. We learned earlier that Retro is polyamorous, and I have psoriasis. I don't have psoriasis. I am well, that's not poly, is it? As I say, it's I am ambidextrous. That's a thing. Am I actually polyamorous? It depends on how you mean it. If you mean it by the colloquialized version of that I love more than one person in a romantic and relationship way, no. If you mean it to take the literal Greek poly and amorous for a lot of love, as much so as that word can mean, then I would believe that I am in that. But yeah, it's... If you're asking me about being in an open marriage, no, I'm not. I'm not in an open marriage. Camera blocked me off. I couldn't see very well there. I think a lot of people take, that's the thing about words is people will say polyamorous, and then when you say polyamorous, it just means loves a lot, or a lot of love. But a lot of people want that to be the relationship type, so it's like, okay. What in the world is that word? Vidi is Polly put the kettle on. I just got that. I am the most polyamorous ever. I love my 2 dogs. I am full of love. It feels like the way that I read that, the way is like, I am full of love. Yes, thank you. It's very, very definitive, which I like that, which is good. I mean, I love all of our puppies too. We have 5. And if you want to count the prairie dog, although they are technically rodents, 6. Yeah, a lot of love for all the animals. We have all kinds of animals at our house. I think I've made mention of this, but yeah, 5 dogs is, yeah. 5 dogs, 3 cats, a prairie dog, a snake, a tarantula, a rat. That's pretty well it. I didn't know there were 2 definitions for polyamorous, let alone rooted in love. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it is the words that we use them for, we colloquialize in terms of definition, right? So polyamorous for most people means to have, like most people when they say polyamorous, it means, oh, I have an open marriage, I have, you know, more than one spousal interest. And poly just means a lot of, and amor, or amor, is just love, right? So technically, if you want to take it literally, polyamorous is just to love a lot of different people. But it doesn't always have to be romantic love. It can just be any kind. Maybe I'm wrong. I understand if there's spelling for people who either accept polyamory rather than monogamy, or all relationships should be monogamous. Wait, hold on. There are people who either accept polyamory rather than monogamy, or who think all relationships should be monogamous. That's okay. Yeah, there are people that do that. Here's my opinion on it. I can't tell you what is for everybody. What I can tell you is the way that I work, the way that my mind works, the way that my feelings work. I like to figure everything out as best as I possibly can in total, right? Which is to say that if I invite a whole bunch of problems at once, then what I'm doing is I'm inviting myself stress and trouble of not having answers very quickly. And love is a very, very tricky subject. So for me, it doesn't make sense for me to have remarkably, a lot of remarkably deep loves and relationships like that if I'm still trying to figure out one. I also find it difficult, me personally, again, I would find it difficult. The more people you have in the deepest relationships, I think it's impossible or very difficult. Hold on, I was focusing too hard on this and I feel like I'm talking in circles, which I'm almost certainly doing. Okay, let me stop for just a second. Okay. For me, deep relationships take a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of loyalty, and the more you add that to, the more difficult it is for the exclusivity of it to maintain and root itself in my mind. Not yours, I'm not going to say yours, in mine. I don't have problems with loyalty, but it's impossible to be loyal to everybody. You have to be you have to choose people that you're going to be loyal to, because eventually people are going to come to a cross purpose, and you're going to want to be loyal to the ones that are close to you, and, you know, be careful with the ones that aren't. So I feel like that if I invited more people into deeper relationships in my life, and I'm meaning super deep ones, then it would be more difficult for me to be truly myself, or to be completely and truly loyal and honest with everybody else too. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that sounds weird, and I don't know if I articulated it well either, so if I didn't, then just forgive my ramblings, please. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm not interested in polyamory. Don't knock on my door. I learned about squishes recently. It as a differentiation from crushes. Gotta love love. I don't even know what that is. You can't score a girl with Pupsy 3D lights. Wait, what happened? What happened? My humor is rooted in the way that I speak, so I'm glad I'm full of lime canes. Yes, no, I thought it was very well said. I have to apologize that if I haven't heard you speak or haven't been to a channel. Let me pause this so I'm not getting. I haven't heard you speak or something that kind of indicates your inflection to me. I have a tendency to read it in the voice that I imagine is the case, but it doesn't obviously mean that is the case. So, true woo. All right, the switch here. That'd be horrible. Let's see. I took your advice and she ran away. What now? A chaser. Okay. Let's see. Catch her with my lasso. So I won in the Ash Marston. You eat babies. When I visit you and check, you're going to throw this polyamorous stuff on me. It would be a bit uncomfortable. Would it leave for a while? I don't know how it works. I don't know. I don't think so. I can love Banjo-Kazooie, right? Well, it could be interpreted to an extreme love video games. Yeah, I mean, it depends also on love. Like, there are different interpretations of love. Some languages even have multiple different variations of words that all mean love, but they all expressly mean different types of love. So, you've not heard of squishes before? Well, essentially, it's a crush, but for a strong friendship, not romance. That's fair. I think that's perfectly fair. I have a lot of squishes. Okay. See, that's kind of that's an adorable phrase in that way. I think that's fair. That's my younger brother. It does a much better one, but the you eat babies. That's his one that he always goes to, and so because of that, that's the one that I go to. That is the case. That is the case. So, I love everyone. Now change the word love to hate. Oh, well, fair enough. Let's see. It's because I feel like I've had so many squishes without realizing or thinking that they were crushes back then. Then again, I'm more into friendships than romance. I think there are places in everybody's life for love, but I don't necessarily know that there has to be or needs to be a place in everybody's life for every type of love. That's just me. And that may sound silly, and it may even come across as a bit callous, and it's not intended to, but I have great friends who love of friends and family is what they feel like they need or want. And I have others where they want romantic partners, and that's just something they crave. But I don't know if it's something that they crave because they actually want it, or if that's something that they crave because they're kind of expected to. I don't know. Couldn't say. I never heard them called squishes. Usually I call whoa, okay, wow. I hate you too, Ash. Now change the word hate to moderately enjoy your presence. Wow. Viddy hates me. No, according to Miss Maggie, Viddy moderately enjoys your presence. I hate you all now. Change love to respect you all as much as possible for different viewpoints, and it's cool to chat with you, etc. Please give full definition to this. I love that. I love chicken al pastor. Now change it to love chicken al pastor. Change. Good lord. Alright, I gotta go in here and do the tip-top choir. I'm probably gonna screw up a whole bunch, so I apologize. There are two kind of hard ones, mini games in this. This is one that's kind of there, and the other one is the red alligator game. And then I may call it good after this. Let's see. Why is it always Alucard? I don't know. It started off because Alucard is Dracula backwards, but then it was everything backwards, right? Alright. I wasn't paying enough attention. I think it was you, and then I think it was you I missed. And then I believe it was this guy over here in the purple. I don't know if it's weird, but I don't remember by the shells. I remember by the shape it makes. I see the invisible line behind it, but it doesn't always... I don't know if I... It's probably silly. I'm probably going to screw up here. Let's see. Phil, if I remember this correctly, I don't know if I go the right way. It made a triangle. I can't remember if it went this way first or not. And then it made a diamond. And I think it went over here. Oh, I guess it did work. Oh well. I see random shapes in between, in the in-between, which is weird. But I get it. My mind doesn't work the same way as a lot of people's. Again, this is something I know I've mentioned, but I don't have an inner monologue, so I don't actually hear myself think. I see myself think. And, so maybe that's why that is? Well, who knows? Okay, sorry. Me and Retro have history with Alucard. Oh, Omega, have a great day. I appreciate you for popping in and saying hi. I'm so happy to get to talk with you for a bit. I used to be really dense, and I thought it was aluminium playing cards. No worries. It definitely is not something I think would dawn on people very quickly. And bogus. I dressed up as Alucard and went to Retro's house. Anna called the police. I was just trying to make a joke. I didn't mean to get beat up by... We don't have... I don't know what... There is actually a thought about us having really mean, racially driven police officers out here. That's not a random assumption. I wonder what it is that causes that. As for the most part, our police are pretty good. I mean, obviously, every there's always a bad... there's always, you know, the opportunity for one person to mess up the record of the whole, but most of the people, I would say probably 98% of them are pretty solid people. I used to reference Alucard in chats like you, then I took a Castlevania backlog to the knee. Nice. At least Retro is not cheating this session by recording it on his phone to look at later. Wait, recording what on my phone? I don't even know what we're talking about. Stereotypes come from somewhere. I think it's probably the bad eggs that come in and ruin it for everybody, and the vocal minority can sometimes make things difficult, but most of the people out here are pretty nice, cops included. English people do drink a lot of tea. There's nothing wrong with that. So do Southerners, if you can believe it. Southerners, which is to say people from the southern part of North America. Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Oklahoma, New Mexico, I think. Though I wouldn't say that, actually. I'd say probably Texas, south and to the right. But we also drink a lot of tea. Most people down here prefer it to be laden with sugar, which I'm not a fan of. So sweet tea, which is a big thing. But it is almost always iced. It is almost never hot. Except for me, who I do like hot tea in the morning. Same situation, I'll just take the damage. If you hug the wall closely enough, you can actually avoid a few frames of getting bitten. But I didn't do that. Let's see. If they're weird, how come there's not... It's a diabetic, a lot of sugar is a no for me anyway. Yeah, I think people are moving into the sugar alternatives, but definitely they want sweet tea to be a thing. If ever I want sweet tea, which I don't usually have a big, what we would call a hankering for, but I would say I probably use stevia extract or stevia extract, however you say that proper, more than I would use any sugar, just because. But when I'm talking about southern sweet tea, I mean it is a gallon of tea has probably got at least a cup and a half, if not 2 cups of sugar in it. It is way too much. I have less chocolate these days, read the sugar. Dark chocolate I think is good. If you can get the not like Hershey sweetened, but dark chocolate kind of semi-bitter. It's actually really good for your head. It's really good for things like depression, and it's slightly caffeinated. It can act as a brain booster. I don't suffer from depression, so I can't tell you the efficacy of it, but it's got a lot of good benefits if taken without the excess amounts of sugar and done carefully, I guess. Oh, here's another one I'm probably going to mess up a minute. Let's see. My Canadian aunt came over today. I haven't seen her in 16 years. Oh, that's so awesome. You have an aunt from Canada. That's actually really cool, too. What's good for depression? Dark chocolate. You don't have to get the super sweet, super sugary stuff. Nope, I got it. Okay. Dark chocolate is supposed to be good for depression, for headaches, for mental clarity, and brain age, I believe is what they call it, but colloquially, but yeah. Very, very interesting. Hold on, I gotta see this. I have dark chocolate more than other chocolates, but even have half the regular singular block tea. That's fair, and that's fair too. It doesn't have to be a ton. Usually I think they recommend adding dark chocolate cocoa powder, which has is like 99-98% pure or greater. And then adding it to things that you like to eat. I know that Brian Johnson, the guy that's trying to become immortal, he adds it to his vegetables, but for some of us, it could just be added to a beverage or to a cup of milk to make a dark chocolate milk. I also have an Irish aunt. She came over too as a surprise. I haven't seen her in 8 years. My goodness, you haven't seen your aunts in a long time. To be fair, I can't judge. I have one aunt, and I haven't seen her in like almost 20 years or something like that, so that's very fair. I think it's been that long. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's been sooner than that, but I think it's pretty close. They live very far away. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, with Canada, you being European Canada, and then you have Ireland, of course, which is perhaps not quite so out there, but still. I have no fun relatives, just an uncle who was in prison with an actor from American History X. What act? Which actor? I'm curious now. That's red feathers. Okay. Change me. Oh, wait. Change me. There we go. They live very far away. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Rephrase it about tea. I don't mind it sometimes. Oh, really? Really? When you said the tea, are you saying you don't mind having tea sometimes, or? Is that what you were saying? I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh yeah, I know who that is. I know exactly who that is. That's pretty awesome then. That's actually really cool. I had to double check. He was in prison over there. How did he get in prison over there? I'm fairly certain he's American. How did he get put in an English prison? How did he get put in an English prison? Because I was saying, I think he's American, so what did he do to mess that up? I mean, to be fair, I think it's pretty... I think we are kind of notoriously more rambunctious a people than a lot of other places in the world for no good apparent reason, so... I mean, that could just be all the explanation needed, right? Okay, Mr. Vile, this is... I'm probably going to fail. The idea is you can pass it without it. They have the speedy shoes back there, but you don't get that until Frizzy Peak. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try not to. Cocaine, I think. Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense. That's pretty well you can't have that anywhere, as far as I know, or at least not most places. I'm going to say everywhere. There are some places that you can have that. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, at the same time that he was... Did he, like, get to... Were they just in the same prison, or at the same time, or did he actually get to, like, sit and talk with him, or... So I thought you were going to say, when you said that, I thought you were going to be like, oh, it's Edward Norton or Farouja Bulk or something. I'm like, oh, how in the world did he get... Firstly, how do you get into prison with Farouja Bulk? Because usually that they keep men and women's prisons separate. But... Oh, Mr. Vile, dang it. This one is kind of difficult. This part's not that bad, I don't think necessarily. Well, maybe. I say that and then he ties me up pretty quickly. It is easy to miss. There we go. Okay, and then he gets faster and it gets more difficult. Let's see. You provided good tips about Mr. Vile for my video plays. I, of course, ignored it with a lot of gaming tips. Just the same prison. That's still really cool. Yeah, it's not easy. The easiest way to do it is to stay in front of him if you're not going to use the shoes, but he gets... I mean, this game is tough. See, if you kind of stay in front of him, you can actually walk slightly faster than him in a lot of these cases. So if you can figure out what path he's going, you can actually disrupt it, and then you can cut off on the correct side. But the other problem with that is that you end up with what I just did, which is that the map just completely shifts for you. So yeah, I can kind of eat him out. If I know where he's going, I can kind of eat him out from under him. It doesn't help remarkably. I'm not gonna make it. Dang it. No, eat them out from under him. Okay, and then the other thing is if he gets too close, he runs faster than you do. Oh, he got me before I left. You can leave, though, and he won't attack you. I never stop thinking about it with Yumlies in his tummy. Let's see. How many streams do you have this week being a single bachelor living the party life? This part is so funny for no reason. Yeah, I was excited. I probably just the regular. I still have to go to work and all that good stuff. But maybe I'll do more if people have a day that they're like, oh, I really would like that, and I don't have a. But that is the problem with leaving, is you have to start all over, which I didn't pay attention to. Yeah, the thing you're supposed to do is take the shoes, but yeah, I mean, if people have another day that they'd like me to, like I said, I have to go to work and everything, but if people have another day that they're like, you know what, I won't be doing anything this day or whatever, I might be free to talk and see, I can do another one then. Because I imagine that Banjo-Kazooie will only take 2 or 3 streams tops, depending on the Grundy fight, maybe? I think Rusty Bucket Bay and the Grundy fight are going to be the major determining factors on almost the same number. I think those are going to be the major determining factors on how long it takes. No dedication. There's also a little bit of this is the kind of cheaty, but if you can miss by a pretty wide margin, but you can also start chomping well before you get to the thing, and it'll count as an eat, like that right there. So I started, you can start chomping, because you technically chomp 3 times. But now I'm getting all, technical, let's play. Everybody's like, I'm not going to play this, who cares? But for those of you who do play it, if you're sitting there and you're going, well, this is how I want to do it. There is also used to it would I think it would automatically chew on the whatever you were facing, but now you do actually have to hit the button each time. Okay, we're good. Okay, cool. Retro plays on. Wait, whoa. A new laptop within the week? That is awesome. I'm super excited. I'm free tomorrow. This is bogus. I might be able to. Well, we can definitely see what happens. Retro plays on a No, I have a computer I built a while back, and then I've upgraded it and upgraded it and upgraded it, and that's about it. I've not used a Mac in years. I miss the old ones. I miss the old ones that booted up with the old Macintosh Apple, Rainbow Macintosh Apple. Those are the ones I started out on, so I really like those. You gotta love that the Grumblies all just disappeared at once, like, nope, not doing this. I don't understand how in the second game the Grumblies hurt your stomach, but now all of a sudden they're fine. Okay, sorry, I'm super focused. Nope. Oh, it counted, thank you. Nope, that doesn't count. Tie doesn't count. Dang it. That's okay, I'll play that game again. I'll just let him bite me. I was gonna see. Oh, I've only got 2 left too. Dang. Alright, I can play him one more time, technically. Everyone is waiting on the Mac. That'll be really Return of the Mac. I don't know why I was thinking of that as the System of a Down song. Yet it partially runs on Mac OS. That's pretty cool. Mine is completely Windows. It is cool to have like a boot camp dual boot partition, though. I think. But no, mine runs on Windows. It runs on Windows 10. For some reason, it doesn't work with 11. I don't understand why it doesn't work with 11, but it doesn't. Or 11 says it doesn't. But the equipment that I have in it is more than enough to run Windows anything. It's it's not the most powerful, but I have an 8580 octa-core processor. I have a 1066 GPU. No, I don't. I do. I have a 1066 with a 970 secondary. I've got Corsair liquid cooling. I've got 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM. I'll let him have it. Have I tried Linux? I have a machine, actually my brother-in-law gave me, that runs on Linux. It's really nice. He has a tougher challenge. If green and not scared, you must win next 3 games to win 3 extra lives, but each time you lose you for 1 life. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because there's no point in that. There we go. I didn't lose too many times. That wasn't awful. Let's see. My laptop is completely Windows 11. 11 is kind of eh. I tried Linux. I don't mind Linux. Linux is cool, but I do use Windows just because it seems like a lot of the stuff that I have compatibility-wise is just, it's so much easier to kind of delve into without having to get super granular. But Linux is nice. It's definitely nice for more specific application, I think. Well, 11 is, I guess I try to move with the times for a recent laptop. Linux, I only heard through Good Old Games. Really? Good Old Games, for Good Old Games, a lot of people run DOSBox, right? So, MS-DOS style stuff. I love Good Old Games, though. My goodness, that is one of my favorite gaming sites to buy things from. And they always have great sales, and they have giveaways every couple of weeks. You just, oh, hey, here's an email. Do you want a random game for free that's a classic gem? Yes, please. It's so cool. Oh, no, you don't. I could bite you, but I'm not going to. Because I might miss. And I see the chat there. Is this game coming to Linux? Yeah. I like DOSBox. Oh, so it is coming to Linux. That's pretty cool. I think that's really neat. Okay, I think I finished my time as my needed time as an alligator, or a crocodile rather. And I don't have to actually do the whole maze because there's a little hidey place in here that your little croctopus can go. I know Croctopus is an enemy from Donkey Kong Country 3 Game Boy Advance, but I still like the word. There we go. Yeah, it's just I like how they do the I like DOSBox, and I like how they do the I like how GOG does like the giveaways and all that kind of stuff. So I'm usually stuck on that. And again, I am retro. Not that that's my name, but I am retro in my preferences, in my game preferences. I use Linux partially, and I'm kind of iffy on it. I love it so much, but I dislike bothering with it. So I think it's definitely, like, I feel like that for programmers and people that are really trying to kind of write their own stuff, Linux is ideal. I just feel like that when it comes to doing stuff that you kind of have pre-baked into the cake, so to speak, that it can be a little much, is I guess what I'm trying to say. It's very, very cool. Otherwise, though, I mean, it's very, very nice. It's just, that's why I haven't messed with it all that much. I feel like that. I feel like if I really wanted to, I could give it the time and figure everything out. I'm gonna take some damage. We'll minimize it, but a little bit. I should actually. I think that beekeeper might have respawned already too, because I went into Mumbo's. But like Windows 11, I haven't really messed with all that much. I didn't like Windows 8. Windows 10's fine. I'm someone who really, probably unpopularly, really liked XP. No. I liked XP. I thought XP was really cool. And you could kind of do everything you wanted to. And I miss the bubbly aesthetics of that too. And that doesn't seem like that was all that long ago, but I miss like the bubbly aesthetics of it. And like there are things that people don't mess with today at all, or very, very little that you used to have back then. Like Real Player and Winamp. And nobody really knows about those anymore, or nobody messes with them certainly anymore. And those were fun. I'm just not very in with the AI things 11 has now. I think Windows 10 has never been better. They should let you uninstall the garbage if it just works. It's all about forwarding profitability, I hate to say. I don't like... That's the other thing, is I don't like... Okay, forgive me here, I'm going to get a little bit kind of... XP was so pretty, I used a lot. XP is my favorite. 11 a lot of the background processes of anything. Just found out Stardew is on Linux, on PC's crossplay, but maybe you have to have specifically the GOG version of it. I couldn't tell you on that, bud. I don't know. I'm sorry. What was I going to say? Oh, let me get a little conspiratorial here for a second. But I think everybody's familiar, at least with the theory of the singularity, right? And I think a lot of people think of the singularity as like, and I know Elon talks about this all as a singularity. Oh, they're going to wipe out humanity. Maybe they are, but like, there isn't a lot of here's a question. Gotta go all. No worries. It was good getting to talk with you, Ash. I appreciate you for coming in and talking. But I guess the question that I have is, oh shoot. If we make AI and AI can actually genuinely gain sentience, right? Then what responsibility do we have for creating a new consciousness? Yeah, that's good. Like, I'm not even talking about AI taking over humanity and all of that other stuff. I'm just asking, what do you do when you create something that has achieved consciousness? How do you treat a species that you create? We've never created a species before, as far as I know. We create other humans, we treat them well, but we've never created a species not ourselves. So I don't know, that sounds unusual, but anyway. Only things you can't uninstall are the Microsoft Store Edge and settings. Why can't you... Yeah, why can't you uninstall Edge? Edge isn't bad. It's not as bad as IE used to be, but nobody's really using it. Everybody's using Chrome or Opera or Firefox, I think. Hey, stop going all Matrix and Terminator on us, Retro. Sure, I mean, it does. It sounds very science fiction-y, but I don't think it's going to be like Skynet or anything. It's just, you've got AI, you're creating another consciousness. And what happens when that consciousness is definitively segregate from ours as self-realized? How do you reconcile that? What do you do? How do you take care of that? There are questions that, I remember watching The Matrix back in 2000. I remember watching it and thinking, oh, this is cool. And now I'm sitting there going, well, not that I didn't think it wasn't possible back then. I looked at it as like, oh, it'll be forever. I just thought it was farther off than it is. The Matrix only came out literally 24 years ago. It's not that old, and it's already caught up to us. Where did a little Croctus go? I heard it's tied to the OS nowadays. Search is powered by Edge. Oh, well, that makes sense, I guess, then. Even still, I don't think very many people seem to use Edge all that much, but maybe I'm wrong. I can never remember the order of this Croctus. Is it... Okay, it is this one. Then it's the one behind the turtle. Okay. part of the challenge was originally that you have to go find them, but now it's like, I'm a Firefox nerd and have been for a long time, probably since about 2012. That's fair. Firefox has I like the security that Firefox offers in terms of you don't feel like everybody's just sitting there poaching all of your browsing history and such. And I hate this argument too, because I've made that argument before. I think Opera does something similar, but I know Firefox does for sure. And one of the things that I get is they always say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have to worry about your browsing history being poached if you don't have anything to hide." It does. I don't have anything to hide in 90% of my life, but I don't want everybody involved in all of that either, especially people I don't know and can't trust. This one I hate. There it is. I don't like Edge, I mean. I just don't like it. I even go as far as to never open it. I at least find a fire. That's pretty good. Well, I find Edge just not to perform all that well. It doesn't... I would argue it definitely performs better than Internet Explorer, but I wouldn't argue with you that it's not ideal. It's just like the Firefox thing, right? We're talking about like security. I like the security that Firefox gives you. And I feel like that the big status is almost to try to make you feel guilty about using those types of things. Or the big kind of buzz thing is. So. But anyway. Okay. Oh, what did that was all of that was everything, right? No, I'm missing a honeycomb. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so... missing a honeycomb. Oh, I got the one above. Okay. I got... Dang it. Really? I should have paid better attention. I got the one above... I remember I got the one in the turtle, but I didn't get the freaking one in Mumbo Skull. But the one thing I am really, really happy about that they didn't opt to do here with oops. Oh, no worries. The one thing I am glad that they didn't do with internet is that they were going to part and parcel it off so that you could basically have websites as channel packages, kind of like they used to do with television. And so it was like, oh, if you want the sports channel, you do this. And so basically it was going to be, if you want to buy the base bundle, you were going to pay like $40 or $39.99, $40, right? And then if you wanted the entertainment bundle, which was going to allow you access to like YouTube and such, then you had to pay another $10. And if you wanted access to the social media / marketing, which would be like LinkedIn, TikTok, etc., then you had, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, then you had to pay another, you had to pay another like $10 or whatever. I'm glad that they didn't do that. But at the same time, it does feel like that there's a lot of things getting sectioned off now, and it's like, well, why not? So, profitability-wise, browsers included. I don't want everything to be a Chrome, and I think that's fair. It's just Firefox has a really nice security where they're not data brokering. Get up there. I think the other one's up here in this, right? Yeah. They're not doing a bunch of the data brokering stuff, and I think that's good. But again, that was my big argument when I was using Firefox for the whole time. The whole time I was using Firefox, that was the question. It's like, well, why do you care about the internet security? Well, because I don't want, this and that and the other. Well, if you're not doing anything bad, then you shouldn't care, right? That's not how that works. There are a lot of things I do that aren't bad at all that just aren't everybody in their dog's business. Also, people will take their own interpretations of things. You might have you might search for something, and that was bad. Like around here, like down here in Texas, it's an open carry state, and you don't have to have a license to open carry. So you have to pass a background check. You can purchase a gun, And then once you've passed all of the tests and stuff and you've got your gun, you don't have to get certified, and you can't conceal it. You have to carry it open on your hip. But you don't have to have a license to do that beyond the FBI background check. And so someone might be searching to go gun shopping and do all that necessary research, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're on a watch list. What are you going to do with that gun? And I can tell you that most people, not everybody, but most people down here in Texas that carry guns are responsible gun owners, and they don't. It's kind of like the Old West. Yeah, you carry a gun on your hip, but you don't use it almost every day you go out. That happens. Every browser is actually Chrome. Opera, Brave, Edge, everything is Chrome. Even apps like Discord and Spotify are. Yeah. Firefox and Safari are the only two browsers that aren't. Yeah, Safari certainly isn't. Firefox definitely not. I could have known not to have my full name on Facebook, and that's regardless. That's regardless of references or pop culture. Such a fan of Lost, changing their Facebook name to Dharma Initiative. Nice. Still, Big Brother's indeed watching us. Thanks, George Orwell. Yeah. 1984. I mean, we're a couple of years past that, but yeah. I think that the more technologically advanced we're becoming, the more independently stifled we're becoming. I think we're allowing technology to do... I like technology. I'm not anti-technology at all. I just think we're starting to make non-issues issues because of technology. This isn't that. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But no, I agree with you. I agree with the whole Chrome monopoly thing. And the problem with that all is that we know that a lot of that all does data brokering. There's somebody out there that's getting your data from these sites and that are allowed to sell it. Because it's part of what you sign as a part of the end user license agreement. And I think Firefox, that's one of the things that they've kind of fought more against, is saying, well, we don't want people to broker that kind of data. So I think that's really good. I think that you have the right idea, and personally I would say that that's a very smart way to look at things, Miss Maggie, if I might say that. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open a note door. I'm going to go ahead and get some of the doors open for the next worlds, but I do think this is probably where I'm going to call the stream. I think I made pretty decent, quick progress. We're 100% through 4 of the worlds. 5 if you count Spiral Mountain, which I don't think anybody does. Even my chatting on the stream is leaving behind a digital footprint. That's exactly right. And again, I don't mind things like that for posterity. I don't mind things like that for posterity. I obviously have these archived where you can go back and watch them, but that's for posterity's sake. Like, I'm not using any of it to go back and data broker or blackmail or get information that I'm not supposed to have. I very simply have a record of it. I haven't been here for an entire stream ever, or well till the end. I appreciate you for having been here. I know it's usually pretty late, and it may even still be, and you've just tolerated me and stayed up with me the whole time. Either way, I am very appreciative, and thank you so much for spending the time with me. It's a pleasure to get to talk with you. You definitely add wit and insight that I otherwise don't think I could have afforded the stream, and so I very much appreciate your unique and intelligent perspectives. Good Lord, I couldn't even speak there for a second. I missed part of the stream. There was a fight, and I was asked to be in my app. Wait, hold on. There was a fight, and I was asked to be in my absence. Apparently, a fight. I'm sorry about that. Like Viddy the Australian or something. Nice. It's 12:08 a.m., but today is nice. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad today is nice. I'm glad that you had fun. I'm glad that you were able to come and converse with us, willing to come and converse with us. That you got to watch the Cyberpunk Edge Runners and have such a great, such a powerful reaction to it. All of that, I think, is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and unlock some stuff really quickly to get things ready, because Gobi's Valley, Freezeezy Peak, Mad Monster Mansion are all on the horizon. Rusty Bucket Bay, they're all on the horizon, so it's just nice to There we go. I'm always willing. Well, I very much appreciate that. It's incredibly nice to have. Did I link them up? There we go. I almost fell asleep. Well, I hope that's. I take that as a compliment. I hope that these are nice and soothing, at least enough for you to feel comfortable in going to sleep too, potentially. Either that, or it could have been immensely boring. But either way, I hope I haven't bored you. I hope that it's been more the former than the latter. $4.50 for that one. Wake up! It's 8 a.m. Okay. We'll go ahead and unlock this guy. He won't come in handy for a minute. His other counterpart's behind that other door. Oh, and I'm going to use my little cheat real quick here, because I jumped up here not thinking. And no damage. Very cool little cheat to use. If you're playing this game, that cheat comes in handy. Gonna have to head out. Was lurking for the most part, but thanks for the stream. No, thank you for coming in. It's no worries. I mean, again, I say this before, but somebody came in and was talking about growth, was talking about, there are a lot, I think, buzzwords, I think you might call them today, but there are a lot of these, like, are you trying to grow? Are you trying to grow your channel? Are you going to, I was lurking. Do I have to talk? Like, you don't have to talk. You're spending your time here. You're choosing to spend your time here. And I am grateful that you're choosing to spend your time here, but it is not an obligation, because then that takes all the fun out of everything. So why would I want to do something that I'm actively trying to do to have fun and conversation, to meet new great people, and then why would I want to suck all the fun out of it by metricing it to every little minute second and detail? That just doesn't sound very fun. I forgot, villains don't come out. This is a fun fact, I'm sure everybody already knew, but so that gravestone right there will eventually become a villain, but because I haven't entered the Mad Monster Mansion world, the actual villain part of it hasn't come out yet. I believe I can't go in here unless I am my Mad Monster Mansion transformation. Yeah, that's correct. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I actually think it resets when I restart the game, so I don't know. Have a good night, everybody. A good day and night. You do the same, Thumb. I hope so, at least. This lair track variation. This Mad Monster Mansion is my favorite. I won't spoil for people who haven't seen and heard everything, but this is there's something real. I know this sounds awful and morbid. There's something really comfortable about this. I know when I was young, that we had when I was younger, we had a friend that we had gone by and stayed with that I have two younger siblings. We would play hide and seek in the yard, in their yard, and their yard was a graveyard. So maybe that's where I get some of the peace from a graveyard. Obviously, being kids, we didn't mean to be irreverent or anything like that towards the dearly departed. The swearing pot. The swearing pot. Like, with all the molecules, they'll make it steam like hotter. It's the fun thing. Speaking of, we should do a Steam sometime viddy. How much swearing have you all done, really? Like, I said fetch, and I got banned for saying that F-bomb. Retro is very strict and when did I ever ban you for saying any of that? I would never. You can use whatever language you like, so long as you're not actively trying to be rude to somebody pointedly. Like, you can say what you like. I'm not a censor for sure. I'm not someone who has a penchant for being censorial, or for general censoriousness, I should say. I don't use a lot of swearing myself, though. I feel like there was a friend I used to have. He's no longer with us. I think I've made this mention again, but I'm going to do it once more with feeling, because it's such an important piece. I agreed with it. He said, if you're going to use a swear word, make it the most important word. In fact, perhaps even the only important word in that sentence. It'll grab the attention. I said, okay. I mean, Ash says a lot, and they're still besties unless Ash pays for a swear pass. He is. We are microtransactioning swears at this point. You can either buy the swear pass for $24.99 a month, or you can actually buy your favorite curse words for $5.99 a month. So, except for if you want to drop a C-bomb, in which case $7.99 a month, but it's perfectly okay otherwise. I'm teasing. I would never do that. Maybe mods can swear as much as they want. Wait, I'm one of those. No, anybody can say. I don't ban anyone. I do have an auto. You son of a gun. I do have an auto. Hold on, I gotta get in this little corner here. There we go. I did that one without getting bitten. Are there any words off limits? No, it is. I mean, obviously, like words that I don't, that I'm not a fan of. Like a lot of people say this here, and it's called free speech absolutism. Sure, you can say whatever words you want, but eventually they're going to have consequences. You know. Swear words aren't words that I think are going to have that type of consequence. When I think of those types of words, I'm thinking of like racial slurs and just generally awful and mean things to say towards people that really don't serve a purpose. Those would be things that I would think of like that. Curse words, I don't personally use them, but use what you will. I don't care. I don't judge you for that. But can you imagine if a stream tried to microtransaction that? Of course, I won't ever. I didn't figure you would. I mean, obviously, it's stuff like that. Like if somebody came in and was talking to somebody, being rude, dropping N-bombs to try and offend somebody, then yeah, I'm probably going to be like, hey, this is a wonderful room, which sadly you're no longer invited within. But like, yeah, curse words, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Oh, you obs have not for kids on by default, don't you? That's I may be on by default. I made sure actively that it wasn't, but the reason that is because it works backwards. So the not for kids thing is not that it's for adults. It's just that you're not making something expressly for kids, like a children's show. So, which is weird, because when you say for kids, you would think, oh, all audience included, like E for everyone, maybe T for teen, and then not for all kids is, M for mature. But in this case, it's if you say for kids, it is legitimately something that is made expressly for children, which I thought is really weird. When we were both little, my cousin thought that baby was a swear word. No clue why. What is a weird word that I don't know if there were any weird words that I thought were swears. I don't think there were any weird words that I thought were swears. And when I go to being upset, if I ever decide that a swear word is justified, I do have my favorite, but I'm not someone who uses them often at all, so. Because baby is usually well, I guess that could be. That's a weird conflation for me. Like, it's gotten really weird that, to me, it's gotten really weird because everybody will say, like, they'll say baby when they're talking about, like, they'll call their spouse or significant other baby. Sometimes, you have the people that call their significant other their lover daddy, and I don't like all of that. I don't like that. That's not for me. It's why I call my wife Love, because that's what she is. She is not my mommy in any, or mother in any form at all. I'm not her dad at all. And, so like, I never got all that. It's not a curse word, but for me, it's just kind of, I don't have anything against people who do like it. It just doesn't work for me in my mind, for my circumstance. To me, it's just to call her what she is, right? I think is the nice way. But okay, I think I have everything unlocked. Let me take a look. Make sure I've got Gobi's Valley. I've got Mad Monster Mansion, can't be unlocked just yet, and I've got Freezeezy Peak unlocked, which are the next two. Freezeezy Peak, apart from the boggy races, is pretty easy. Gobi's Valley, except for the pyramid puzzle, I think is pretty simple. And then we've got Mad Monster Mansion, Rusty Bucket Bay. Rusty Bucket Bay is going to be a pain. And then what do we have? Click Clock Woods, I think. And then after that, it's Grunny Fight. So I think we'll probably have maybe 3 streams, but we might finish it in 2. We did 4 worlds now. We may do the other 5 then, but I think we'll do 3. I think we got everything situated. We'll call this good. Let me see. Still, if I ever got into a relationship and they were to say, hey, baby, I probably wouldn't necessarily mind unless they may overdo it. We were all about love and polyamorous here for sure. I think whatever works for you, it doesn't work. Just because something doesn't work for me doesn't mean you should feel ashamed that it works for you. It's just doesn't work for me. So no, please call them what you want, and don't take that I was being judgmental in that way. It just doesn't make sense for me. Can't wait for them. I hope. I mean, I may do more this week just because Anna is absent. But in the event that I can't, I should still be here next Sunday. And so I hope everybody would be patient and willing to come in and pop in and see what's going on. But let me go ahead and get things moved over. Spring pad, nice. I like that. Good reference. Well, I want to say thank you. This was a lot of people popped in to say hi today. We had a few new people pop in to say hi, which were interesting. Or we had a new person pop in. We had someone who has been in before who changed his name pop in. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But I want to say thank you to everybody who did pop in. Whether or not you have been someone who's been a regular, who has popped in and said hi, or those that stayed for the conversation the whole way through. A huge thank you to Viddy, to Ash, to Omega, to Thumb, to Miss Maggie, to Bogus, my goodness, to Lavon for popping in, and I apologize, the new person that popped in, I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name, I will get it down, but thank you for stopping in and asking questions and just being a part of the conversation. I do have a lot of fun with this game. It is a game that I have played for a long time. This game came out in 98, so I guess that's been 25, 26 years. So it's something that I definitely have a ton of fun with. And I hope you guys are having fun with it too. Let me see. Seems like my cue to hop off. The stream was very fun. I can't wait for the next one. I'm so glad. I am glad that it is. I'm sorry. I know you were exhausted. So I'm sorry they always come on so late. I'll try to be more cognizant of that. I just have trouble keeping up with all the time zones. I'm glad my evening has been spent in the way that it was. Well, I must say that I am very glad and very happy to have gotten to spend the evening conversing with you all as well. So thank you very, very much for being here and spending that time with me. It's been an interesting stream. It has definitely been all over the place a little bit, but in the best possible way. We've gotten to talk about all kinds of great topics, and we've gotten to have all kinds of great takes and opinions and jokes and all kinds of fun. So I think it's great. I want to say thank you, though, to everybody who is there. Again, if you are somebody who has not been to the stream before and are looking for something specific, and maybe I'm just not that flavor, please feel free to take a look down in the comments below where we have all kinds of different awesome channels and things linked. We have a Discord down there where you can discuss things that maybe are more your speed with a great and vast community of very intelligent individuals who love gaming, who love music, who love general conversation, good company, and comedy. We went from polyamory to hating on the French to browsers and curse words. We did. We covered everything. We covered the gamut. We have solved world peace. Amazing stream. Well, thank you so very much. I'm so glad. It was a lot of fun. We did talk about a lot of different great topics. So it still automatically says nuts and bolts. I'll see what I can do to fix that for next time. I'm sorry, but no, it's just the first one. If you are somebody who is not interested in the social media, the Discord, you may be interested in content like this, but not quite the same. And I do heavily recommend checking out the channels below, where we have Omega Ace Gaming, who streams a lot of other different various retro and new aged games, as well as esotericisms on random consoles, disk drives, and the like. For the NES, I think, is one of them that he had been doing. And then, of course, we have Thumb Bros, where we have Thumb on both Twitch and on YouTube, who does Let's Play, Let's Learn, speedrun, strats, and competitions, and all kinds of great in-betweens. We have Viddy Plays and Viddy's Gaming Videos, where he has wonderful and in-depth critiques and comments, a backlog there, as well as some really nice candid Let's Plays, which does include a Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play of his very own, which I highly recommend checking out if you're actually looking for more Banjo-Kazooie content. But I do want to say again, thank you so very much for everyone being here, for saying hi. A huge thank you and an I miss you to my beautiful wife for stopping in and saying hi to me here. And I want to say that I hope the rest of you all have a wonderful end of your weekend, a wonderful beginning to your week, and we'll see you guys in the next one.